On a beautiful 70-degree day in Greeley, Colorado, we bring you inside Greeley Ice Haus as the 3-0 Amarillo Wranglers look to stay perfect against the Colorado Grits. Hi everybody, Chiarenza here in the great state of Colorado, and this one should be a good one as last night's contest between these two clubs did not disappoint. It was the first meeting between these two clubs on this season, the first of 12, and it was an excellent game for the Wranglers, who improved to 3-0 with the 5-2 win last night, earning 6 points on the season. That's good enough for first place in the South Division. Colorado fell to 1-1-0-1, 3 points on the young campaign, has them at third place in the South Division. For the Wranglers, it was a big night because we saw 5 new faces enter the lineup, and you can argue that each one of them made an impact as 4 players for the Wranglers had a multi-point game. Trace Day opened the scoring for Amarillo, as he got the game's opening goal with 7:55 left in the first period. Colorado was able to respond with a late goal in the first to make it 1-1. In the second period, Corson McGuire picked up the first of 3 points he would have in yesterday's game with his first goal of the season, coming a little over 5 minutes into the second period. It was a 2-1 game heading into the third. Looked like we were in for another nail-biter like we saw in Oklahoma, but the Wranglers, like we've seen them do time and time again, broke away and cruised to a big victory. Carl Jacobson picked up his first goal as a Wrangler to make it 3-1. Colorado applied some pushback to make it 3-2, but it was all Wranglers after that as Andrew Morton picked up his first goal in his Wranglers debut, and capping it all off was Nolan Davis getting his first as a Wrangler in his first game of the season. Lot to like for the Wranglers. McGuire, 1 goal, 2 assists for his first multi-point game. Andrew Morton, 1 goal and 1 assist as he shows out in his Wranglers debut. Carl Jacobson, his first 2 points as a Wrangler come in the form of a goal and an assist. It was his first multi-point game in the North American Hockey League. And Charlie Zolan, stellar as always, improved to 3-0 on the season, stopping 32 of 34 shots that he faced. He's been lights out for the Wranglers, and they will rely on him again tonight here in the 4th game of the season. Second game of the 2-game set here in Greeley, Colorado. For the Grit, that was their first regulation loss of the campaign, as they won 1 in regulation against El Paso, 4-1 last Saturday, and then on opening night fell in the shootout to the Rhinos. For Colorado, Nick Noble stole the show in terms of scoring goals, as he had both Colorado tallies in the loss last night. Luke Helgeson, one of the top defensemen in the league so far, had 1 assist and a +2 rating. And Jack Erickson, the goaltender for Colorado, stopped 19 of 24 shots in yesterday's game. We'll see him again here tonight between the pipes for Colorado. I think one of the big things out of last night's game was the shot volume. Colorado really dictated the terms there as they outshot Amarillo by a pretty wide margin. As the final totals from last night, Colorado taking 34 shots, Amarillo 24, so the Grit outshot the Wranglers by 10, but yep, the Wranglers still put up 5 goals on the board, and the Wranglers defense and Charlie Zolan are able to hold the Grit to only 2 goals. So Colorado seemingly to be one of those teams that they want to just get as many shots as they can. They don't really care where they come from. They're just going to try and chuck them on net and see what happens. And as a result of that, through 3 games, Colorado is averaging 36 shots per game. Put that in perspective, the Wranglers are averaging a little over 29. So this is a Colorado team that wants to shoot them when they can. And for Charlie Zolan, so far, excellent start to the campaign. It seems like if he can see it, he's going to stop it. Wranglers defense has done a good job of limiting those high-quality chances for Colorado, keeping those shots from to the outside and around the perimeter, and making them pretty routine for Charlie Zolan. Although there were a few moments in yesterday's game where Colorado had some grade A chances, Charlie was on the money to make those stops, and they will rely on him between the pipes here again tonight. Another thing about last night's game that was quite interesting is that neither team was able to score on the power play. Colorado going 0 for 5, Amarillo 0 for 6, and as a result of that, small sample size, but through 3 games on the season, 2 of the league's top penalty kill units will go to work. Operating right now at 88.9% is the Wranglers' penalty kill, 94.1% the Grits' penalty kill. And you got to think that whoever is able to cash in on the power play in this game, that could be huge, and that could be the difference maker in a game that could end up being relatively tight here tonight. As we mentioned at the top of the open, this was a game last night where Amarillo led 2-1 entering the third period, and then all of a sudden the doors busted off this game, and the Wranglers were able to work their way to a 5-2 victory. Charlie Zolan is the reigning South Division First Star of the Week. Jack Erickson earned third star honors last week, and while Erickson wasn't at the top of his game, letting in 5 goals, you don't earn third star honors for no reason. So for the Wranglers and the Grip, they've got 2 really good goalies in between the pipes, and we could see a low-scoring affair here in Greeley, but history says it could be the opposite, as it seems like every time these 2 teams get together, it's a track meet where you see a lot of goals. In fact, in the all-time series between these 2 clubs, Amarillo leads 10-1, 11-1, 0-1 is their record against Colorado, but 9 out of the 13 meetings, there have been 7+ goals combined. So these are 2 teams that like to score, and they like to do it against each other. Might be in the cards here tonight, although 2 of the top goalies in the South Division right now will be between the top pipes for the respective clubs. As fans filing in here at Greeley Ice Haus, looked to be a sellout last night, and late afternoon here today looks like it's going to be close to the same. And I thought the Wranglers did a really good job of playing through the crowd noise and did a good job of taking the crowd out of the game when they could, whether it was by being physical or by scoring goals. Look for that to play a factor here tonight. Wranglers 6-0-0-1 at Greeley Ice Haus. They have not lost in regulation in this building. Seems to be a home away from home for the Wranglers, and that bodes in their favor, as is the 4th game of an 11-game road trip for the Wranglers, as they will head to the North American League Showcase next weekend. Amarillo 11-1, 0-1 against Colorado, but don't be fooled. A lot of these games come right down to the wire. And 2 teams that do not like each other expect for blood to boil over in this one. Talked about Colorado outshooting their opponent. They've done it in all 3 games. Seems like Wranglers are fine to let the shot count rack up as long as they are low-quality shots from the outside. Wranglers wanted to capitalize on their quality opportunities yesterday, and they did just that, scoring 5 goals on 24 shots. We come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network. We'll get to tonight's starting lineups in Greeley. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network, presented by Austin Hose.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Greeley Ice Haus in downtown Greeley, Colorado, home of your Colorado Grits. Here we are for game 2 against the Amarillo Wranglers. So make some noise for your Colorado Grits.
Both teams have taken the ice here in Greeley, Colorado. Wranglers will skate from right to left open play wearing their blue jerseys with white shoulder yoke and a red stripe around the waistline and the sleeves. Colorado from left to right wearing a white jersey with gold numbers, some gold trim, and a little bit of gray and red mixed in there as well. Let's get to tonight's starting lineups between Colorado and Amarillo. We'll start with the home club, the Colorado Grit. Introducing a new face to the series this weekend. Number 20, Ben Rakowski gets the start at left wing for Colorado. Standing at 6'1", 185 pounds, the Colorado native will get the nod at left wing. Down the middle, number 28, Chris Graves. Standing at 5'10", 170 pounds, native of Clearwater, Florida. Gets the start down the middle and was one of Colorado's best players in a 12-win season last year. Graves registered 6 goals and 17 assists for 23 points in 48 games last year. To his right, number 15, Luca Ori. standing at 5'8", 180 pounds. He'll round out that starting forward line for Colorado. On defense, it'll be number 3, Cade Kozak, paired up with number 55, Luke Helgeson, who's become a standout defenseman for Colorado. In goal, it'll be number 1, Jack Erickson for the second straight night for the Grits. Now, for the Amarillo Wranglers, it will start with number 77, Daniel Resega at left wing. Playing in his third game with the Wranglers this season, Resega stands at 5'10", 175 pounds, is a native of Phoenix, Arizona, and lit it up with the Junior Coyotes last season. Down the middle, number 27, Andrew Morton, who picked up a goal and an assist in yesterday's game. The native of Uxbridge, Ontario, will get the start down the middle. To his right, number 8, Nolan Davis rounds out the starting forward line. And on defense, number 4, Ashton Breyer, paired up with number 9, Sal Serrato, rounds out your starting 5 for the Wranglers. And in goal, the reigning South Division First Star of the Week, Charlie Zolan, 3-0 on the season, looking to go 4-0, gets the start between the pipes for the Wranglers. Sal Serrato last night picked up his first point as a Wrangler in the form of an assist. The St. Louis, Missouri native has been off to a hot start for the Wranglers. As it seems like on every play, he's always making an impact. Really been pleased with what he's been able to do. You'll see Heike piping in, paired up with Will Sinclair, who had a great performance last night. As we get to the national anthem here in Greeley, we'll return in just a moment.
We have Mark Kubachek here to sing our national anthem. Oh, sing and you see by the conquering light what so proudly he hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous skies o'er the camp nights we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bumpers singing air, came through to the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, stay does that star-spangled banner yet
We are all set and ready to go from Greeley Ice Haus in Greeley, Colorado, as it is game number 4 on the season for the Wranglers, who look to stay perfect against one of their South Division rivals, the Colorado Grits. Amarillo 3-0 to start the season. A large part of it is because of the play of number 35 between the pipes, Charlie Zolan. He's been as good as can be. Zolan on the season has a 1.6 goals against average and a .944 save percentage. He's been fantastic, and he'll look to keep the momentum going here in game number 4. For Colorado, Jack Erickson, bit of a rough night last night, letting in 5 goals, has a record of 1-1-0-1 with a 2.6 goals against average and a .900 save percentage, but don't be fooled. He's one of the better goaltenders in the South Division so far to start the year, earned third-star honors last week against El Paso. They'll look for a bounce-back night here tonight against Amarillo. They roll up the red carpet here in Greeley. We welcome you to the broadcast. Guy Chiarenza here at Greeley Ice Haus. Happy to have you here on the Wranglers Hockey Network as we have a fun one on tap between the Wranglers and the Grits. So, pull up a chair, get comfortable. It's about dinner time, so go get yourself a nice dinner. A beverage of your choice. Sit back and relax and enjoy some Saturday hockey with us. It's a packed house here in Greeley. Wranglers looking to spoil the show yet again. As taking the opening draw is Andrew Morton, fresh off a 1-goal and 1-assist performance in his debut. He will duel against Chris Graves to start the game. Our head official is Mr. Ottenberg, and he drops the puck, and we're underway. Wranglers victorious on the opening draw, and right off the rip, we get a whistle. Just 7 seconds into the game. So, this draw is going to move to the Wranglers bench, right at the top of the blue line. Morton against Graves again. 3-man officiating crew, 2 linesmen, 1 official. Wranglers are 2 for 2 in the faceoff circle so far tonight. Colorado with the puck now from their own ends. Turning over at center. There's Andrew Morton, tries to drive towards the net, and Luke Helgeson, standout defenseman, picks it away. For the right wing, he finds Ori. Tries to return it to the middle, goes by Helgeson and towards the outside. Turning in the far corner is Graves. Shot is snapped wide of Zolan in the opening minute of the game. On the near side, Kozak tries to keep it in, feeling pressure from Rasega, and an active stick by Nolan Davis jolts the puck back out to center ice. Helgeson on the re-entry drops it for Graves for a shot that is stopped by Zolan. Momentum carries the puck out towards the outside wall on the far side. Grit, harsh on the puck, try and cut towards the goal. Wranglers get in front of it and turn up ice. Trace Day whips a shot on goal. It's gloved down by Erickson, who will freeze 1:02 into the contest. Good shot from Trace Day, as it's the Wranglers' first of the game. He had the opening tally on a nice toe drag move from that very same spot yesterday for Amarillo. Day currently is the leader in the clubhouse for the Wranglers in goals on the season with 2. Although, seems like it's going to be a crowded room there, as 4 different Wranglers last night had a multi-point game. George Poirier burrows his way deep into the Wranglers zone. Behind the net, Pipinen helps it over towards the far side wall. Grit keep it in the zone. Johnson on the right side snaps a shot that's blocked by Sinclair. Keeping the puck is Nick Noble. At the left point, Colorado moves from high to low. Johnson swirls it around towards the near side. Day is there to meet it, wants to hit a home run pass to Phillips. The stick by Gurman gets into the way. Bouncing puck in front of the scorer's table. Colorado trying to settle it down. Phillips hard on it, trying to get it back. Wranglers pressuring on the forecheck. Colorado escapes and draws a penalty in the process, as Gurman had his stick slapped out of his hands. That'll be a penalty on Trace Day, and so Colorado, just 1 minute and 50 seconds into the game, will have the contest's first power play. Slashing's the call. Grit to the man advantage. Operating about 8.3%. Colorado looking to get on the board first. As down low, Ori looks to find a man behind the net. Rakowski is there. Graves to Ori at the near half wall. Back to Graves and now up to the top for Kozak. On the right wing, it's Ori. His shot is blocked by Sinclair. Puck ricochets over towards the near side wall. Stays in play. On the left side, Gurman a shot blocked by Breyer. Wranglers doing a good job of getting in front of pucks. Behind the net, it's Graves. Pops out on the near side wall. Flings it cross ice for Gurman. Digging his way down the wall, going behind the net. He will pass it up to Ori on the right wing. Now point to point, it's Kozak. It was around Goldberg, beneath the left circle, banks it off the end wall, turns it over. Rasega is there for the Wranglers, trying to get possession and get a clear. Graves keeps it in at the right point. From his knees, places it to Gurman. Shot goes off the end wall, wide of Zolan. Rakowski over to Graves. In the corner, Sinclair disrupting the flow. Breyer with the puck, and he'll level it out to center for a Wrangler clear. .40 seconds remaining on the Colorado power play. They'll start from their own end as they get freshmen on. Luke Helgeson driving down the right wing, chip and chase action. As getting there first is Emil Skeltons. He'll play it to Grayson Gerhardt on the far wing. Colorado being an active force, trying to keep it in, but Gerhardt would not be denied as he gets another Wrangler clear. Helgeson pummels the puck back in. On the far wing, Skeltons gets a piece of it, but Colorado gets it back. Centering feed goes off a leg and into the near side corner. George Poirier with it. Up to the right point for Helgeson. He'll go across as the penalty expires. We're back to 5-on-5 strength. Puck down low in the Wranglers' end. Renaud Lalancette with it. Up into the air it goes to Gerhard. He knocks it to Day in the neutral zone, and the Wranglers turn up ice. Day on the right wing moves to the goal, and a save is made by Eriksson on the rebound. McGuire skies it into the netting. Good look there for the Wranglers early after killing the penalty. Day fresh out of the box, uses his skating legs to create the opportunity. And in close quarters with Eriksson, the Colorado netminder makes the stop, and on the rebound, McGuire just put too much power into it and lifted it to the heavens. Still a scoreless game here. 15:51 left in the first. Draw comes out to the neutral zone, and Amarillo will claim it. Breyer entering at the left point. Shot on goal is stopped by Eriksson. Breyer keeping it in at the line. Drops it behind the net. Phillips is there. Bouncing puck on the near side is claimed by Day. Nice move behind the net to shake off one defender, but he will get pushed into the wall by Cernahouse. And digging it free is Braden Junker. Stretch pass is out of the reach of Landon West. Wranglers will claim it. It was Amarillo that scored the first goal of the game last night, courtesy of Trace Day, about 13 minutes into the game. Here is Day playing it back to Breyer. And now upwards it goes to Morley Phillips, who's waiting in the neutral zone. Day backhand fling in deep as Serrato streaks in to get the puck. Wranglers get a partial change as Sheldon Rue looks to keep it in his zone. Nice move, and he exits. Rue to the right wing. Looks for a trailer. Pass is picked off by Goldberg, and right the other way goes Aleslav. Has a helper in Ben Cameron. He'll wheel the puck around to the right wing for Sinclair, pinching down to Goldberg in the far corner. Back to Sinclair. A shot is kicked away by Eriksson. At the left point, Cameron moves it to the opposite corner. Goldberg pokes it up top for Sinclair. A drive is fought aside by Eriksson. Pipinen playing as the active D. Gets it towards the near corner for Aleslav. But the Grit are able to muscle the puck back out to center ice. They'll get a change. Wranglers in a hurry trying to re-enter. It's Morton on the left side. Getting bumped away from the puck by Smutny. He has it now. And Smutny on the right wing. Looks to feed it towards the middle. Wranglers get a body in the way and then chuck it down the length of the ice. No icing. In the neutral zone, it's Shaw going across for Bowden. Has trouble picking the puck up. And the Wranglers defense will just play it forward. That'll be an icing on Amarillo with 13:33 left in the first. Evan Smutny, defenseman for Colorado. 5th overall pick in last summer's draft. Left the game early yesterday for a major penalty. We see him again here tonight. Colorado hoping that he can do big things for them this season. His defense was one of their sore spots in a 12-win season last year. Smutny off the offensive zone win. Gets it towards the right corner as the shot goes wide. Keeping it in is Ori, trying to dance his way towards the middle. Wranglers snip it free, and upwards goes Rasega. Chases it towards the near corner, going behind the net. Former junior Coyote gets wedged away from the puck as Colorado gets it out to the neutral zone. And on the re-entry, puck goes out of play for a stoppage with 13:10 left in the first. Smutny goes to the bench for Colorado. Draw will be right in front of the Colorado bench. Grit bench boss is Steve Haddon. For Amarillo, it's Taylor Harnett. Is off the draw. Gerhard snaps the shot wide of the goal. Looked like Colorado got a stick in front of that. As McGuire wants to move it point to point, but a body gets in the way. Thankfully for Amarillo, Serrato is there to pick up the free puck. He gets checked on the far side boards. Gets back up and reclaims the puck. Wranglers with some help, jolted out to the blue line, and that'll be offside on Colorado as the puck just escaped the zone. 12:43 left in the first. Scoreless game here in Greeley. So far, just 3 combined shots. Wranglers lead it 2-1. Draw will be in front of the Wranglers bench. The coaching trio of Harnett, Richardson, and White look on. Grit with the puck. They'll launch it down to Zolan, who comes out of his net to play it. He'll backhand it to his trusty D partner, Sal Serrato. Upwards it goes to the neutral zone where Colorado flags it down, looks to go on the attack. Kozak on the zone entry, going against 3 Wranglers. Loses the puck to Breyer. Played up to Drez, who has his pocket picked by Helgeson. In the right circle to the middle, of one-timer is shut down by Zolan, as right there was Nick Noble. Wranglers come away unscathed off of that play, as it was Helgeson who started it. Noble who looked to finish it, and Zolan and other ideas. Colorado back on the attack as a pass intercepted. Trailer Cernahouse with a shot, and Zolan fights that off. In the near corner, it is piping in for Sinclair. Stretch pass is intercepted in the neutral zone by Landon West. They'll gain center red and fling it down to Zolan, who slows it down for Sinclair. In the far corner, Colorado forces a turnover as Rue on his forehand moves to the high slot, cycling around the zone, plays it to the right side for Chernahouse, and a blocker stop is made by Zolan. Chernahouse in the near corner. Sheldon Rue up to the middle for West, who flings it over the goal. Colorado banking it off the end wall, now leads the shot count 5-2. West up to the line for Cernahouse. He'll pop it towards the opposite corner on the far side, where Will Sinclair move into open space with the puck and exit the Wranglers zone. He'll move it up ahead to Morley Phillips on a breakaway for a shot, and it's stopped by Erickson. Great vision by Sinclair to find Phillips, but Jack Erickson put a stop to that. Wranglers ice the puck with 10:38 left in the first period, as we see action on both sides of the ice as we approach the midway point of the first period. There was a moment in time not too long ago, a couple of shifts ago, where the Wranglers led the shot count 2-1. Now Colorado has the edge 6-3 in what is still a scoreless game. As off the draw on the far wing, shot goes wide. Colorado working in deep. Mullen set. Jolts the puck over to Goldberg, who makes his first appearance of the weekend series. Trying to get it out. Successful in doing so as Divine Apollon picks the puck away from Shaw. Wranglers can't keep it in the zone for very long as Colorado moves on the attack. They'll tap the puck towards the near side wing. Lelensett off the corner wall to Goldberg, who swats at it a couple of times before connecting with Ben Cameron. Wranglers having trouble cleanly possessing the puck as Zolan stops it behind the net. In the middle of miscommunication here as Zolan loses the puck, and Colorado can't cash in, and Zolan was out of the net, and the Wranglers defense bailed him out on that one. We saw a moment like that in yesterday's game. You see it again here tonight. Wranglers D on high alert to help out their netminder. On the near side wall of the Wranglers zone, Colorado setting up shop again. Right circle shot from Graves is kicked aside by Zolan. Mullen set, grabs the rebounds, feeds it towards the right wing for Rasega. Colorado, another steal, will just catapult it back into the Wrangler end. In the far corner, bodies converge as everybody wants a piece of the puck on a board battle. Colorado the victor. Right side, Helgeson's shot. It's blocked out in front. Rebound is flung towards the net, and Zolan puts the paddle down to get it back towards the outside. Wranglers on the right wing. Spar the puck towards the neutral zone, and the grid again. Re-enter. Helgeson on the right wing, working against Skeltons and Breyer. Can't hang on to the puck, and the Wranglers move in transition. The speedy Grayson Gerhard will pitch the puck towards the far side corner. Grit get there in time as Gerhard on the forecheck reclaims the puck in the neutral zone. 8:30 left in the first period. No score in Greeley. Second game, the two-game set between Colorado and Amarillo. The second of 12 meetings on the season between these two clubs. Helgeson on the near side wall chucks it towards the neutral zone where McGuire will settle the puck down and drop it down deep for Gerhard. Grit vaults back out to center as Johnson turns it over to Breyer. Now McGuire on the money for Serrato in the neutral zone. Right side shot, stick saved by Erickson. The rebound goes out of play. 7:51 left in the first period. No score in Greeley. Colorado leads the shot count 7-3 as we still await the game's first goal. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network presented by Austin Hose. Wranglers Hockey is brought to you by Sparkman Orthodontics. Just opened a new clinic down in Canyon. Go check them out. They're some of the best in the business. Happy to have them on our team this season. It's an offensive zone draw for the Wranglers. Aiden Drez will take it against Landon West. At least he was supposed to. He gets kicked out of the face-off circle. And looks like Trace Day will replace him. Day knocks it towards the corner, held in at the right point by Sinclair. He'll dash it down low for Morley Phillips. Gets directed towards the near side corner wall, piping in, trying to pinch down and keep the puck in. Day does the same and flings it around towards the far side. Drez hard into the corner, loses the puck to West, and Colorado will escape. On the left wing, Grit feed it towards the middle, nobody home. As Amarillo plays it back to Pipinen as they start their next move. Phillips from center feeds the puck towards the near corner. Colorado will get a hold on it. Cole Peters in his series debut just flings it forward and goes off for a change. Phillips for Day in the neutral zone. Wanting to return it to Phillips was Day. And getting in the way was Quinn Bowden, as now he and Day will spar for the puck on the near side boards. Wranglers hack the puck in, get a partial change in the process. Grit on the exit, feed Bowden on the right side. Working against Lalanset, nothing there for Colorado. We're forced to retreat to the neutral zone. Christian Carter feeling the pressure from Elaslav. Almost turns it over. The puck goes into open space. Luckily for him, his teammate Shaw was there. Elaslav in the neutral zone to Morton with speed on the right wing. Gets taken down by Graves. Pops back up to his feet. Wranglers trying to stay on the attack. He's on the near side. Bowden feeds Graves in open space. He picks up some steam. Takes a shot wide of the goal, thanks to an active stick by Ashton Breyer. In the far corner now, Bladers come together once more. Everybody wants to get that puck. Van Cameron doing the dirty work. He'll lift it out the center, takes a couple of hops. No icing as Cernahouse will backpedal behind his own cage. 5:35 left in the first period. Still a scoreless affair. Wranglers get a steal on the attack. That's Davis on the right wing. Backhand try goes off the inboards. Rasega to Davis, below the goal line, up top for a shot there was Sinclair. And making the grab was Erickson. He'll hang on with 5:20 remaining in the opening frame. Well, Will Sinclair is going to be an absolute stud for the Wranglers this season. Just has a very high hockey IQ, very, very good vision. Knows when and when not to make a play. And that was an excellent feed by Nolan Davis there, who had a goal yesterday in his debut to set up Sinclair on that play. But it still is a scoreless game here in Colorado. Ori on the exit, dances his way through the neutral zone. Enters on the left side, drop pass for a shot. Zolan gets a piece of it. Rebound goes towards the far corner. Rakowski, jockeying against Morton and company, is able to tap the puck towards the near side, but the Wranglers tough on it. Get the puck back down into grit territory. Junker feeling the pressure. Feathers it towards the left side, and a quick pass puts Ori into motion. And he gets stood up by Emil Skeltons. He bulldozed the young forward as the Wranglers try and get the puck in their own end, and they do. Physicality picking up here in Greeley as both teams in search of the first goal, trying to stake their claim. Jacobson on the far side. Fumbles the puck at the left point, and here goes Poirier towards the goal. Poirier, backhand shot, denied by Zolan. Larceny in Colorado as Charlie Zolan makes a spectacular save on Poirier. Here he is again, gobbling up a long shot from the line for a whistle with 3:58 left in the first. We might see that one on top 5 plays of the week, as Charlie Zolan was the only man to beat for George Poirier. And kicks out the right leg, is able to make the stop, and it looked like Poirier had a really good move there. But it didn't fool Charlie Zolan. And one of the things that you need in this division, in this league, to be a contender for the Robertson Cup, you need a good goaltender, and Charlie Zolan has been just that for the Wranglers so far this season. Phillips directs the puck down low for Amarillo into Colorado territory. The Grit very swiftly return it to the Wranglers defense as Serrato feels some pressure from Johnson late in the first period. Serrato on the right wing. Moves his way into Colorado territory, wants to center it for Phillips, and there in the middle is Drez. He scores! Aiden Drez breaks the goose egg, and the Wranglers strike first. That's his second of the season. Sal Serrato makes the play happen, and Amarillo is off and running. So for the second straight night, it's the Wranglers that get the first goal of the game. Not sure if Phillips got a piece of that puck or not, as Serrato with speed blazed down the right wing, centered it, and it ended up onto the stick of Drez, who was raiding back door for his second score as a Wrangler. Deep in his own zone is Pipinen, as the Wranglers look to add another one as Pipinen gets taken down by Landon West. Wranglers are about to head to the power play as Divine Apollon dangles through the neutral zone. Colorado touches up with 3:11 remaining in the first, and the Wranglers will have a chance to add to their lead. Hooking is going to be the call. West to the box. Wranglers to the man advantage for the first time tonight. Gerhard wins the draw. Wranglers play it up to Sinclair at the left point. He'll dig his way down towards the half wall. Centering feed. Tillelland set. And Colorado plays it forward. And now Carter shorthanded has a breakaway. Carter a shot. Another stop by Zolan. brilliant save by Charlie Zolan as Christian Carter was all alone on a shorthanded breakaway. And it's still a 1-0 Wrangler lead. Day through the neutral zone to the left wing. Pivots at the half wall. Delivers it down low for Morton. He'll dish it to the right wing for Lelancette. Holds it for a moment. Now plays it up to the right point for Sinclair. Across it goes to Gerhard. Now towards the near corner for Morton. Stepping in front is Helgeson. He'll lift the puck out of the zone and down to Zolan for a Colorado clear. Wranglers to the right side. Skelton's to the middle. And Morton just couldn't get a stick on it as he was tangled up in front of the net. Smutny loses it to Morton. Wranglers trying to keep it in the zone. Skelton's will stash the puck below the goal line. As on the near wing is Day. Up top it's Serrato. Skelton's at the right circle. A shot! And a stop is made by the glove of Eriksson. And a hold. 32 seconds left on the Wrangler power play. 1:43 left in the first. Draw on the far circle. McGuire wins it to Rasega. At the right point, will exchange with Skeltons. Now at the line, Serrato quickly to Jacobson on the left side. Pass to the middle. Return to Jacobson, but a little out of his reach. Wranglers will regroup in the neutral zone in the waning moments of the power play. Serrato with it. Factored in on Amarillo's first goal. To the left wing for McGuire. McGuire to the goal. Rising shot goes over the cage. Net is off. And they'll blow the whistle. 2 seconds left on the man advantage. McGuire looking for a sneaky shot upstairs. Eriksson tried to hug the post and bump the net off its post. And so sets up an offensive zone faceoff for the Wranglers on the far circle. Goldberg against Johnson. Goldberg wins it. Nobody there. The puck squeaked towards the left point. Colorado gets the clear and the kill. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play so far. Aleslav on the right wing. Puck goes Colorado's way. We're under a minute to go in the first period. Goldberg back defensively. Slams West into the far corner. Gets the puck back into the Wranglers' hands. Aleslav with speed. Enters the zone and dumps it down and chases after it. Goldberg there as well. Exchanges with Cameron from the left circle. A shot is stopped by Eriksson as Ben Cameron was looking for his first of the season. Now after the whistle, a skirmish between Cameron and Smutny. 33.3 seconds remain in the first period. Colorado leads the shot count 10-9, but it's the Wranglers who have a 1-0 lead. Draw on the near circle, Drez, the goal scorer, out there with Day, Phillips, Breyer, and Sinclair. The Grit win the face-off. Deal the puck towards the left side. As Rakowski connects with Graves on the near wing. He'll backhand it down to Zolan, who's out to play it. Play gets directed towards the near corner. Drez shakes it free. Pitches it to Trace Day, who lofts one in the air for Phillips. He'll give chase. Get there first, centers it to Drez. He looks to find a trailer, and nobody was there except for Rakowski. Wranglers dump the puck in one more time as time expires on the first period. After 20 minutes of play, the Wranglers lead 1-0 thanks to Aiden Drez's second goal of the season. Amarillo looking to stay perfect and pick up another win and the weekend sweep here in Colorado. Coming up next on the Wranglers Hockey Network is the first intermission report brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. We'll recap all the events of the first period, look at our out-of-town scoreboard, and look at the second period as well, and we may have another guest on the show. We'll just have to wait and see. All that and a whole lot more coming up next on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. We'll be back in just a few minutes. After 20 minutes here in Greeley, it's the Wranglers that have the edge. 1-0 is the score here as we enter the first intermission report, brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. I'm Guy Chiarenza, and the Wranglers had a pretty strong first period, capping it off with a goal from Aiden Drez with 3:30 left in the first. Sal Serrato made the play happen, dug his way down the right wing with speed, went below the goal line, looked for the trailer, and found Drez waiting back door for the score. Morley Phillips has been credited with an assist on that goal. I thought that might be the case, as looked like he was the intended receiver from Serrato. Must have glanced off Phillips' stick to Drez, who's in the right spot at the right time to stash the puck behind Erickson for the game's only score to this point. For the Wranglers, there's a point in time where they led the shot count 2-1, then Colorado stormed back to lead by about 4, and now the shot count after one period of play is 10-9 in favor of Colorado. So in what was a pretty evenly played first period that had momentum swings for both sides, it's the Wranglers that have the edge after one period of play. Only one period on both sides, as each team is 0 for 1 on the power play so far. Talked about in the open how special teams could play a factor. Neither team was able to score on the man advantage yesterday. Colorado going 0 for 5, Amarillo 0 for 6. Tonight, not much happening on the power play this time around, as both teams are 0 for 1 to this point. It's also worth mentioning that yesterday we saw, it seemed like a flurry of penalties called in that game. Today, just one on either side. So it still remains to be seen what kind of game we're going to see in terms of how many power play opportunities each side is going to get, but the goal always remains the same. You try and cash in when you can, when you get them. And so far, each team has only had one opportunity. Let's talk about Charlie Zolan in the first period. Stopped all 10 shots that he saw, and you got to think that a good chunk of those were some really good opportunities. I believe, if my memory serves correct, there's at least 2 breakaways that Zolan shut down there in the first period. One of them on George Poirier, who came in through a nice nifty move, moving from his forehand to his backhand. Zolan able to make a sprawling save there to stop that puck. keep it out of the net. And the second opportunity coming for Sheldon Rue, or make that Christian Carter short-handed. Zolan shut that down as well to keep it a scoreless game for Colorado, as the Wranglers have the 1-0 lead after 20 minutes of play. Looks like we're going to have a special guest here on the show as the first intermission report continues. We'll get to that in a moment when we come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Welcome back to the first intermission report here in Greeley, Colorado, where the Wranglers lead 1-0 after 20 minutes of play. We are joined by a special guest. Right now on the show, we've got Patrick Whited. Patrick, thanks for joining the show here.
Oh, no worries. I love it.
It's been an impressive showing so far here tonight. Wranglers lead 1-0. What did you see on that first goal for the Wranglers?
You know, I like the way we were playing, kind of gritty to start, and it was nice to see Dress get his first. Guy's a great guy, and I think we just gotta keep doing that all night. Just crash that net and just like in the goalie's face. I don't think they like that very much. So,
this is your first season in Amarillo. Last year you were with Maine. What's that kind of been like, seeing two different spots on opposite sides of the country? What's been different for you? What have you liked?
You know, Maine was beautiful, so I kind of miss like the mountains, like the foresty area down in Texas, but I don't know. It's just like the difference in the divisions, like the style of play, I think has been the hardest thing to adjust to, because, I mean, in the East, it's known as like the more skilled, fast league, like not as physical, and then coming down here, you know, you're finishing your hits, you're getting hit all the time. I think that's been the main thing, but yeah, I've really liked it actually in Texas, though. It's beautiful there, too.
Yeah, what's been your favorite thing about Amarillo so far?
Ooh, I haven't done much since I've been there, but I would say the gym. The gym is pretty sweet.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you talked about the style of play in the East Division compared to the South Division. Which do you prefer? Are you more of a gritty kind of player where you like to throw some hits around, or you want more of a high-scoring kind of guy, offensive kind of defenseman here?
I try to bring both sides, both of those to my game. So it changes, you know, game to game. And obviously, if it's gonna be like if I know it's gonna be a physical matchup, I'm not gonna try to go out there and like just dangle guys because I'll get killed. So I try to change it more simple, more physical, more defensive in those type of games. But if there's a game I know that's not gonna be very physical, I'll try to turn on the offense a little bit more and help the boys out. But that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're in the middle of a long road trip right now. This is the fourth game of 11 straight on the road. Next week, showcase in Minnesota, 3 games there. But on these road trips like this, as a player, what are you kind of doing to kind of build some chemistry with guys? Long bus rides. What do you like to do to pass the time?
Oh, it's been nice these 2 long trips we've had back to back because I only got here about 2 weeks ago, so I was about 2 weeks behind meeting all the guys as everyone else, and so the bus rides make it definitely easy to talk to certain guys, and you can like get up, walk around, talk to other guys. It's like get familiar with the group and what you got to do to like prepare is like nice, but past the time I sleep. I'm a sleeper.
You're a sleeper.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Tutu said yesterday when he was on the show. He's a sleeper.
Me and him,
Like to sleep on the bus. But I mean, if you got to say like what one item that's an essential on a long bus trip, because we got some long ones. It's about 8 hours here to Colorado. Like, what is your must-have? Like, what do you need to bring?
I got 2 of them. I'm a big water guy. I like to have like big water jugs.
Good to stay hydrated.
Yeah, one of those, and then neck pillow. I love those little neck pillows.
Yeah,
makes it easy if you got an aisle seat, curl up, sleep.
You like the window or the aisle?
I'm a window guy, so I like to lean my head on it. And it helps me sleep, I feel like. But
see, I'm more of a window guy myself. I like to look out and see the scenery, although I've noticed there's not much of that in Texas, so it gets kind of boring after a while. But yeah, you're right. Those neck pillows, man, they're lifesavers sometimes. They really are.
I can't believe more guys don't use them.
All right, so you've had some time to get acquainted with the guys here so far. Who's like the biggest prankster on the team? Like, is there a guy that's always just pulling pranks? Like who's kind of like the energy guy of the group so far?
I would say like Devo. Devo likes to keep the boys entertained. I would say he's probably the biggest prankster too. Toots, he's a big energy guy. He gets the boys going. I think Grayson, he's always talking to everybody. Him and Trace, those two are like the same person, and they bring a lot of energy, which I like.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun. These road trips, I think, are a good time for a team to build chemistry, especially earlier on here in this season. Would you say that's the case? I mean, it's tough because you want to play at home, you want to play in front of your fans, but do you think that this kind of helps the Wranglers in a way to start the season?
I actually do listen to Coach Taylor talk about it. He said these road trips, they bring character to our group, and I actually like that because the more you think about it, for me at least, it's always been easier to win at home. Like, you're comfortable with the ice, you're comfortable with everything. On the road, you're here 2 days, you maybe get a morning skate. So I think the road trips are nice because I think we got a couple home stretches, like a couple weekends in a row.
Big homestand once this is all done. October 25th against Colorado when that starts. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm excited. I heard the place gets rocking.
It does. They do not disappoint. They do not disappoint. While these road trips are fun, there's nothing quite like being at home.
No.
So, Showcase next weekend. Have you been to the Showcase before with Maine?
I never went as a player. I mean, I guess for the Null team, but I was there last year around the groups with our 18U team. We were out of the Showcase. So.
Yeah. Fun event, fantastic event, one of the best that the league puts on. What are you looking forward to this next weekend in Minnesota?
I think seeing all my boys that are all around that I've played with in the past, I think it'll be nice to catch up with them. Ooh, I like watching the other teams too. I love watching hockey, and so it's nice to see how other teams are looking this year. And like, if your buddies are playing on those teams, you're able to go and watch. And then, of course, seeing that NTDP team every year.
Oh yeah,
those young guys.
Well, it's really interesting because at the Showcase, get your tickets, by the way. There's still tickets available. It's very cool because you can go up into this lobby area, and it's like every corner there's a different rink. So you can watch like 4 teams play at the same time, like 4 different games all at once. So it's really cool. So get your tickets, go check us out. We'll be there next weekend on Thursday to kick it off against the Maryland Black Bears. Patrick, thanks for joining us here on the show on the Intermission Report. Happy to have you.
Thank you.
You're an energy guy yourself. You know that? You're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us, and we'll be back in just a moment on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Welcome back to Greeley, Colorado. Tail end of the first intermission report here from Greeley Ice Haus. Wranglers have the lead 1-0 on Aiden Drez's second goal of the campaign. Take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard now to see what's going on around the North American Hockey League as we check in on some other teams in the South Division who should be firing up here just about soon. We are in a time zone earlier, and we did start earlier than a lot of these other clubs. So let's just take a look and see what is on the docket here on a Saturday night in Week 2. Looks like coming up at 7 o'clock Central, Oklahoma Warriors hosting the Odessa Jackalopes. Warriors got the win there yesterday. Shreveport, 7:11 p.m. will host El Paso. Shreveport getting the win late in that game yesterday. That was a thriller. And then at Outpost Ice Arenas at 6:30 Mountain Time, it'll be 7:30 Central. The Ice Wolves are hosting the Ice Rays, as Corpus Christi is the only other team in the South Division that has a perfect record. They sit at 2-0 entering their contest tonight. Wranglers trying to stay perfect as well, improve to 4-0 before heading to the showcase next weekend. They're on the right track with a 1-0 lead, but something tells me that that's not going to be enough. So we'll see if the Wranglers can get some more past Erickson here in the second period. But 9 shots on goal, not bad in the first period. Wranglers getting some quality chances, although you probably want to try and cut down on those for Colorado, as the Grit did have a few breakaway opportunities where Amarillo was bailed out by Charlie Zolan. Now here in the second period, Wranglers will skate from left to right wearing their blue jerseys. Colorado from right to left wearing their white jerseys as Graves meets Morton for the opening draw of the second. Colorado with the puck. They'll dump it down to Zolan to open play in the second frame. Wranglers try and chop it to the neutral zone, and they do. As Morton slams it off the near side boards. Claiming the puck is Kozak. Although Colorado struggling to get a handle on the puck as Serrato fields it deep in his own end. Breyer to the left wing off the stick of Resega. And in deep. That'll be an icing on the Wranglers 11 seconds into the second period. Draw to the right of Zolan, near circle of the Colorado zone. Morton against Johnson. Puck goes careening into the near corner and goes up and out of play. 16 seconds into the second period. So we'll redo that. Johnson taking the draw for Colorado. Second round pick, 40th overall for the Grit. He's a former teammate of Will Sinclair on the Pueblo Bulls last season, where Johnson had 21 goals and 36 assists for 57 points. Sinclair out there right now talking to one of the linesmen in the official, Mr. Ottenberg. And Sinclair has looked the part of a star defenseman for the Wranglers this season, leads the club with 4 points. Entering tonight's game is tied for the league lead amongst defensemen. Is off the draw, a shot by Smutny is gloved down by Zolan. So we'll get another draw. But Sinclair is tied for the league lead for points amongst defensemen with Luke Helgeson on the other side for Colorado. Helgeson has 2 goals and 2 assists. Sinclair 4 apples on the campaign. 2 really solid defensemen there for their club. Just Smutny, another drive from the line, is kicked away by Zolan. Rebound goes to Gurman. It gets shaken down and the puck goes to McGuire. He'll lob it to the neutral zone where Smutny will settle it down. Moves it forward for Poirier. To the right wing. Shot by Noble is kicked aside by Zolan. Gurman stashes the puck behind the net where Pipinen, Finnish defenseman, will twist and turn and escape the pressure. In the neutral zone, he'll glance it off the stick of Gerhard and in deep. Off the bench is Skelton's keeping it in at the left point. He'll backhand it behind Erickson. As Gerhardt on the forecheck looks to keep it in, but Colorado is able to escape that, roll out to the neutral zone. Skeltons with the loose puck will jar it towards the far side corner. Colorado moving from side to side. Now works along the near side boards and out to the left wing. Shot there is stopped by Zolan, as it was a creeping shot by the Grit. As that was Cooper Owens who took that shot. He'll stay out there with Landon West and Sheldon Rue. Meanwhile, Phillips will take the draw deep in the zone end for Amarillo. And at least he was supposed to. He gets booted out of the dot. He'll be replaced by Drez. Rue deals the puck over towards the far side for Owens. He'll exchange for West, who tries to rip a shot off, but the Wranglers defense stands tall. Day with the puck, gliding down the right wing. Couple of quick moves as he gets directed towards the corner by Cernahouse. Puck squeaks away to the opposite side as West on his backhand loses it to Phillips. Phillips will pick the puck down to the corner wall, and the puck trickles in on Erickson, who covers. 1:59 into the second. Fresh bodies come on. Christian Carter to take it against Goldberg on the far circle of the Colorado zone. Puck rolls into the corner. Everybody coming together now, trying to claim possession. Wranglers victorious in that regard as a long shot is stopped by Erickson on Breyer with 17:47 left in the second. Ashton Breyer kind of reminds me of Kyle DeMarco, longtime defenseman for the Wranglers last season, in that he's very solid defensively, can chip in offensively, but for the most part, he's known as a defensive defenseman. His second shot, I believe, glanced off the crossbar and went out of play with 17:43 to go in the second. So first one into the glove of Erickson, second one off the crossbar, so maybe get that puck to Breyer one more time. Third time's the charm. Maybe he'll get his first as a Wrangler there. Goldberg to take the draw for the third straight time. Now against Chris Graves. Puck goes into the near corner. Colorado with it as Smutny drifts into the neutral zone. Finds Graves up ahead to the left wing. Shot there is blocked by Serrato. Taking it was Ben Rakowski. The Colorado native saw his shot attempt go off the stick and out of play with 17:33 left in the second. Morton, Resega, and Davis, forwards out there for Amarillo. Two D-men are Sinclair and Pipinen. As the faceoff comes on the near side of the Wranglers zone. Poirier will take the draw against Morton. As the Wranglers collect the puck, move down the left wing. Resega on the entry. Here's the whistle blow as Amarillo's offside with 17:26 left in the second. That line will stay out there. Draw right in front of the Wranglers bench. Taylor Harnett looking on. Amarillo victorious at the dot. Quickly over to Sinclair on the right side. They'll dart the puck around towards the far corner where it's met by Resega. Keeping it in the Wranglers' hands is Morton into the near corner. Colorado wanting to get it out from the line. It's a shot by Sinclair, directed wide by Erickson. And the Grit will pummel the puck back into the Wranglers' zone where Sinclair will field it. Not before feeling some pressure from Rakowski. Puck up for grabs in the neutral zone. Morton will scoop it up. He'll look ahead, connect with Resega, who sidesteps a man at the red line, leaves it for Morton. On the left wing, Resega staying in the play, wanting to get a piece of the puck. Luca Ori shimmy it away and turn up ice. Had 3 assists last weekend against El Paso. Ori in deep, still with the puck, gets bumped away from it by Sinclair. Rakowski tries to swat it over to Ori. Does so. A shot there is stopped by Zolan. In and out of the glove it goes. Rebound is slapped towards the near side half wall. And now a second attempt by Lelancet is delivered all the way down for a Wrangler clear as both teams get a partial change. From the neutral zone, Skeltons blasts it towards the far side. Colorado with it. Fumbling is Helgeson. Almost a turnover as McGuire was lurking in the area. And now it is a turnover. McGuire with the shot. That's blocked by Gurman. From the line, Lelancet to the middle is McGuire, and he just couldn't get the shot away in close quarters. Puck whistles back out into the Wranglers zone from the momentum of a shot attempt that went wide. Skelton's in deep. Backhands it to Lelancet. The Wranglers regroup and reload. McGuire had a goal and 2 assists in yesterday's 5-2 win. Looking to make it points in back-to-back games there. The puck had other ideas. Lelancet deep in his own territory. Swings it towards the near side wall. Wanted Skeltons, but wasn't in the area to receive the pass. And so in the neutral zone, Jerez will collect it. Tap the puck down below the goal line. As Cade Kozak, the other number 3 tonight, will hold and move it to the left wing for West. Landon West with some speed. Enters the zone, and play is blown dead as the Grit are offside with 14:52 left in the second period. Still a 1-0 Wrangler lead. Shot count is 12-11 in favor of Colorado. It seems like we've had many more whistles here in the second period than we had in the first period. This next draw in front of the Colorado bench. The Grit catapult the puck down by Zolan. Behind the cage is Breyer. Feathers it up ahead looking for Day. Lances off a couple of sticks and ping-pongs to the neutral zone where Day gloves it down and streaks towards the net. Day holds, delays, and looks for a trailer. Phillips was just a step behind. Here is Morley Phillips in the far corner, trying to settle down a bouncing puck. Unable to do so, and Colorado turns it over in the neutral zone. Amarillo ices the puck with 14:15 left in the second period. As another big play there from Trace Day. Looked like he might have had the edge against the defender, elected to just stop and look for a trailer. And the pass was just about a foot or so ahead of Morley Phillips, who was streaking towards the goal, trying to crash the net. Now you got a defensive zone draw where Phillips will take it against Carter and win. As the puck leaps over the glass and into the stands for a stoppage with 14:09 left in the second. Draw in the near circle. New Wranglers come on. As Luke Goldberg will take this face off against Christian Carter. And the Wranglers come away with the puck. Face off win by Goldberg. Sinclair with it now. Gallops through the neutral zone, gains center red, and drives it in deep. In the far corner, Junker quickly keeps it out of the grasp of Goldberg. Now in the near corner, a big hit by Ben Cameron sends Shaw down to the ice. Ben Cameron laying down the boom there. As Colorado possesses in their own end. Junker being pressured by Cameron, and Cameron standing up Junker as the Grit possess the puck in the neutral zone. Here's a steal. Morton on the left wing towards the goal. Save is made by Erickson, and the net comes off. Sinclair had the rebound, but they swiftly blow the play dead as the net had come well off. Saw some moments last year where the net would come off by a couple of inches and they just let the play go. And in fact, in this building, the Wranglers did score a goal with it off. I believe it was Topi Puikinen who scored, and the goal counted. They let it go. So I think in an instance like that, though, the net is so far off that you have no choice but to blow the play dead. But there are instances where if the Wranglers had possession and the net was off by just a couple inches or so, they could let the play go, although it is up to the officiating crew's discretion. So that's the lowdown on that. Anyhow, Wranglers win an offensive zone draw, but the puck skips back out to the neutral zone. Bowden gets bottled up by Skeltons and company, and the Wranglers will possess the puck with a little over 13 minutes left in the second frame. Full set, long pass looking for Davis. Off the mark, but no icing as it corrals its way towards Erickson, who freezes. So Wranglers get a little bit of a lucky break there. Misfire on the home run play, but it kind of works out because you get an offensive zone draw. As McGuire will take it out there with Gerhard and Jacobson. Two D-men are Lalenset and Skeltons. Colorado will lob the puck to the neutral zone. Lalenset settles it down and chucks the puck into the Colorado bench. Steve Haddon throwing his hands up. Quick reflexes there from the Colorado coach. Almost ate a puck there. Thankfully, nobody harmed in that sequence. But hey, they always tell the fans, watch out for those flying sticks and pucks. Your coaching staff, you got to be on high alert as well. Steve Haddon, former player here in the state of Colorado for the Colorado Eagles, had a very successful career there. Now the coach of the Colorado Grit in his second year with the club. As the draw will be on the far circle of the Wranglers zone. Grit with it. Spinning away is Gurman from Gerhard. Pops it towards the near corner for Ori. Not a Gurman in that corner. Working against Jacobson, trying to get a steal. Colorado with it is a right side shot by Graves. Goes out of play, and I think Zolan clipped that puck with his shoulder to get enough of it to keep it out of the net. Most importantly, and out of play for a stoppage with 12:33 left in the second frame. Jacobson against Graves. Colorado the victor, long shot, fought aside. Rebound comes to McGuire on the right wing. Looks to start a play in transition with Serrato, who flings the puck down to Erickson, who will leave it for Gurman. Check in the corner by Jacobson, forces an almost turnover. Gurman gets back to his feet. Colorado trying to chop it out, and they do. Breyer took a whack at it and fanned on it as well. On the re-entry, it's Jacobson from the right side to the left. In the corner, it's Gerhard with a quick shot, and Erickson is up to the task. A glove save, stops time with 12:01 left in the second period. Gerhard had one goal against Oklahoma last weekend. Picked up an assist in yesterday's game. Now has 2 points on the year. Gerhard has 1 goal and 1 assist in his last 2 games, looking to extend his point streak to 3. Although he'll come off, and Jerez will win the draw for the Wranglers. At the line, it's Pipinen. Trying to dangle around Noble. Puck trickles into the near corner. Phillips trying to work the puck to Drez, but bouncing puck is settled down by Colorado, and they move up ice. Kozak to the right wing for Helgeson. He'll gain the zone and get blasted by Drez. Big hit there. Colorado keeps possession, is in the near corner. Johnson has to shimmy around 2 Wranglers. Has to go low to high, but Kozak can't glove it down and keep it in. So now it's Will Sinclair over the red line to Drez, who banked it off the end wall to Phillips. And out to the neutral zone it goes. Turnover here. Johnson steps in front of the puck. Wranglers get back in defensive position to nip that in the bud and make sure nothing else happens there. Drez from center glides the puck down. No icing. It's Phillips is there to win the race to the puck. Behind the goal, Kozak can't settle it down. Pinching in is Skeltons. Puck goes up into the air, glove down by Peters. They'll feed it to the right wing where Lalenset will get a grasp on it. with 10:39 left in the second. In the neutral zone, it's Day. Tries to backhand a bouncing puck to Lalancette. Rue gets into the way on the right wing. He'll feed one towards the middle, and waiting back door was Owens, but he couldn't direct it into the back of the net. Just did not have the angle. West up top for a shot that's blocked. Owens between the circles is able to chop it to Zolan, who makes the stop, and now after the play, chaos ensues. Owens and Lalancette go down to the ground, jousting against each other. A couple other players in the fray. Ben Cameron going against Sheldon Rue. No penalties called so far here in the second period, just one on either side in the opening frame. Seems like a polar opposite from what we saw yesterday, where we had a laundry list of penalties. Wranglers still lead it 1-0 with 10:14 left in the second period. We'll be back in just a moment, as this is the Wranglers Hockey Network, brought to you by Budweiser. Wranglers lead by the slimmest of margins. 1-0 is the score as we approach the midway point of this game. 10:14 left in the second period. Shot count is even at 13 apiece. Upcoming face-off is on the far side of the Wranglers zone. Luke Goldberg, who's done a nice job at the face-off circle this season, will take it against Landon West. They get caught up off the draw. Puck doinks back deep into the Wranglers zone. Goldberg is there with help from Serrato. Gets the puck in the Wranglers' hands, although not for very long as it goes out of play. With exactly 10 minutes left in the second, so we are exactly halfway through this game. Wranglers lead 1-0, even on the shot count, and kind of a similar story yesterday where Wranglers got progressively better as the game went on, and in a 2-1 game heading into the third period, Wranglers broke free in the third period. See if tonight is a similar story as the Wranglers win the face-off again from that very same spot. Play it to the neutral zone where Colorado will just jar it right back in. Zolan to Breyer, quickly to Serrato, and now Davis softly couldn't connect with Resega as Sheldon Rue got a paddle on that puck. Colorado back in the deep end of the Wranglers zone again. Resega is able to evade some pressure, get it to Serrato. Spinning puck settled down by Amarillo, and they take flight. Breyer on the right wing, wanted to spring Davis into motion. Gurman up ahead for Rue on the left side. Sheldon Rue drop pass, could not connect with Gurman. Wranglers were in the right place defensively. Breyer on the left side, knocks it ahead to Morton, who finds Davis on the right wing. He'll snap a shot, but the Wranglers are offside with 9:03 left in the second frame. The Jacobson, McGuire, and Gerhard line comes back out there for the Wranglers. Jacobson, a goal and an assist in yesterday's affair. His first 2 points as a Wrangler. His first multi-point game. He wins the draw there as the Wranglers throw a long toss into the zone. Jacobson with a shot between the circles. Up and over the goals. It got deflected. Colorado with it. trying to exit the zone. They do, but it's a turnover, and swiftly back in is McGuire. To the middle for Gerhard, and he just couldn't settle it down as the puck was on edge. Kozak. Forward pass for Shaw. Hypenen steps in front. Amarillo looking to get position as there is a puck battle on the far corner. Shaw gets sent down to the ground by Pipenen, and he had his body fall on top of the puck, so they blow the play dead with 8:21 left in the second. As right in the middle is Pipenen, finished defenseman for the Wranglers. Nolan Shaw, who hit the deck on that last sequence, back up to his feet. Looks like he will head to the bench now before collecting his loose glove. Meanwhile, the Wranglers get a wholesale change. On comes Drez, the goal scorer, with Phillips and Day. Skeltons and Lalacette are the two D-men for Amarillo. Draw in front of the Colorado bench in the neutral zone. Drez, the victor, plays it to Day. He'll kick it to his stick, get directed towards the near wall by Peters. Colorado will knock the puck down deep. Skeltons reverses towards the near side for Phillips. Britt tough on the puck, keep it in. Rakowski, nice move to the middle for Ori, and he can't get a shot off as the puck was a little bit behind him. Rakowski takes a thunderous hit from Drez in the neutral zone as Zolan comes out of his net to play the puck. Lalancette, long pass, looking for a home run play today, and it was just offline. Otherwise, he would have been home free for a breakaway. But it goes all the way down to Erickson, who holds. Offensive zone draw upcoming for the Wranglers with 7:47 left in the second. Goldberg out with Apollon and Cameron now to take the draw against Johnson on the near circle. Serrato and Breyer, the two defensemen for Amarillo. As Goldberg will get booted from the dot, so Ben Cameron looked like he was going to step in, but now it's Divine Apollon taking the draw. Apollon tries to slap the puck towards Cameron, who battles for it in the near corner. Cameron, strong player, tries to kick it up to Goldberg, but the puck escapes the zone. And the Wranglers will start from their own end. Serrato up to Cameron at the red line, takes a check. Grit step in and steal the puck away as Gurman springs Johnson to the motion. Trailer there. Zolan makes the stop as Nick Noble was looking for his third goal in the last two games. Charlie Zolan keeping Colorado off the board. Now Cameron, a snapshot from the far side, is caught into the glove by Erickson, and afterwards, we got a fight. It's Divine Apollon against Evan Smutney, and Apollon is laying down the boom. Smutney down, and Divine Apollon makes his presence felt in Greeley. That fight from Apollon gets a big boom, and the Wranglers impose some physicality here in a tight game. Divine Apollon's showing Colorado what grit is all about. He'll get sent down the tunnel with 7:10 left in the second. Evan Smutney will collect his equipment as he took a beating from Divine Apollon there. And I think if you're Smutney, you accept that fight, you look up and you see who you're fighting against and instantly turns to regret. As Divine Apollon does not miss. He's not a guy you want to dance with. As now we got a conference at the scorer's table. As they lay down the law, we'll see what we got in terms of sentences that will be handed out on that last sequence. Like 5 minutes on the board to Apollon right now. That's huge if that stands and Colorado gets a power play out of this. Although I have to assume that it's just 5 minutes for fighting, and we should see some time go on the board to Smutny. No, it looks like this is going to be a major penalty on Divina Paulin. Colorado sending out a power play unit right now, and Smutny's still out there, so Smutny does not get 5 minutes for fighting. He's out there on the power play right now, and Colorado has 5 minutes of power play time to work with here. So it's a major penalty to Divina Paulin. And the Grit in prime position now. To tie the game and maybe a little bit more if they're smart about it. It's instigation to Divina Paulin, 5 minutes and a game misconduct. Last night he got a game misconduct for removing his helmet. So they announce it in-house as a 10-minute misconduct to Paulin, but I don't believe that's the case. He's gotten the game. We won't see him again. And now Colorado has an extended power play opportunity where they can score as many times as they want. In deep, Noble to the line for Smutny. Right side shot. Zolan turns it aside on a line drive by Helgeson. Puck comes back to number 55 in white. He plays it to the point for Smutny. On the left side, Johnson. Down low is Poirier in tight. Zolan slams the pad down to keep it out. High slot, Smutny a drive. Zolan eats it up, and he'll stop time with 6:23 left in the second. 4:13 remaining on the major penalty to Divina Paulin. The quartet for the Wranglers out there right now: Goldberg, Skeltons, Lalenset, and Rasega. Gurman to the right side for Ori. Wranglers get an active stick in the way. Goldberg possesses, and he'll take his time as he clears for Amarillo. 1 minute gone off the penalty. A little over 6 minutes to go in the second as Colorado starts their next breakout. Loose puck is claimed by Rasega, and he'll get the job done again for another clear for Amarillo. Kozak from his own end. Wranglers being very disruptive at the Colorado blue line. Because of that, they've killed off about 30 seconds here as Colorado tries to start their next breakout. Now they re-enter as on the left point, it's Gurman. Across for Ori. They'll back pedal to the point. Toss it across for Gurman. A shot there is a high riser that goes wide. And an active stick by Rasega pokes it out to the neutral zone and shaves off more time for Amarillo. There's a heck of a shift there from Daniel Rasega on the penalty kill. See some fist bumps and stick taps on the bench for his hard work. Rakowski loses the puck to Lalenset, and he will get the clear. Excellent job by the Wranglers' penalty kill so far. They've killed off 2 minutes. Helgeson behind the cage. Long pass to the red line for Noble. Stepping in front is Breyer. And off the boards it goes. Another Amarillo clear. Poirier juggles the puck in the neutral zone. Sinclair stands him up. Breyer there to help out as the puck goes deep into Wrangler territory. Johnson gets it up top for Helgeson to the right wing. Junker fakes a shot back to Helgeson. He'll feed it to the left side. Shot there. Zolan the save. Puck is loose and the Wranglers clear. Excellent job on the penalty kill so far by the Wranglers. They get a couple of new men on as Colorado has to start from their own end. On the right wing. Now to the left. Johnson at the line. Helgeson. Back to Johnson. To the right circle for Smutny. It tapped off his stick. He'll deal it down around to the near side corner. Up top it's Johnson. Go back to Smutny at the right point. Taking his time. Plays it down low. Noble to the middle. Players are there, but no shot is taken. Now at the line. Helgeson has it blocked. He comes back to it at the right side. Smutny to the circle. Now back to the line is Helgeson. Long toss, blocked there, and the Wranglers get the clear. Lalenset was the one who got his body in front of the shot by Helgeson. He'll head to the bench as 1:30 remains on the Colorado power play. Amarillo not out of the woods yet as Colorado starts their next attack. Luca Ori down the left wing, bodied by Sinclair. Puck battle in the corner. Ori escapes from the fray. Up to the point for Kozak. Gets blocked out in front and directed towards the far side. Ori is there, exchanges in the corner with Rakowski. Breyer back out on the ice, steps in front. Wranglers make life difficult, and Trace Day gets a steal. Day on the left wing, moving with Gerhard. Spins, delays, backhand try, stopped by Eriksson. Gerhard up against the end wall, killing some time on the forecheck. Going against 3 grit there. Gerhard out-muscling 3 guys. What a play there from number 7, who was moving with Day on the shorthanded opportunity. Now in deeper, Sega gets a steal. Tries to knife his way towards the goal. Hopping puck in front of Eriksson is swatted away. And with 30 seconds left on the power play, Colorado has one more chance. To the middle. Puck goes over the stick of Graves to the tape of Rasega. Puck springs into the netting with 19 seconds left on the penalty and 2:29 left in the second. Well, what an effort all around from the Wranglers penalty killers so far. 19 seconds left. They're not in the clear yet, but if you're the Wranglers coaching staff, you got to like what you see on that sequence on a very long 5-minute penalty. Landon West talking things over with Luke Helgeson. This face-off here is going to be huge, and looks like Goldberg, who's been tasked with a lot of big ones so far this season, will take it. Colorado gets possession at the left point. Smutny plays it to Helgeson on the right side. At the top of the circle, moves it beneath. Back to Helgeson. A shot there is blocked by Breyer. Brilliant play there from number 4 in blue. Wranglers send it on its way to Eriksson as the penalty's just about over. And the Wranglers have done it. They've killed it off. Sheldon Rue enters on the left side. We're back to even strength. Behind the net is Landon West. On his backhand to the left circle for Rue. Up top it's Helgeson. Back to Rue at the left wall. Below the circle, Colorado wraparound attempt. Zolan denies it. Bodies come together on the end wall. Dangerous puck there as Helgeson from the high slot takes a shot, and Zolan snatches that as well. And afterwards, Zolan took offense to Colorado being all up in his grill, and chaos ensued. Sinclair there. Phillips tangled up with Helgeson, and the linesmen are able to separate the bunch and send them on their way. But what a sequence for the Wranglers there. 5-minute major, no problem. Amarillo is able to kill it and keep their 1-0 lead, and I think that sucks a lot of momentum out of Colorado here, who was looking to tie the game. And I think that really sucks a lot of momentum out of the crowd, who are itching for a goal, getting a little antsy, and now the Wranglers are going to go to the power play. Is in the box for Colorado. Is Cooper Owens. So Owens goes to the box out of that last scrum, and the Wranglers will get an opportunity of their own on the man advantage. 1:44 left in the second period. A lot of talk about on the second intermission report coming up at the conclusion of the period. Wranglers win the draw. Serrato from the high slot fires one towards the goal, and Eriksson is able to squeeze his arms together and make the save. 5 seconds into the power play. So Cooper Owens gets 2 minutes for slashing. The Wranglers go to the man advantage. McGuire wins the draw to the left point for Serrato. They play catch with Skeltons and now send it to Jacobson. Shot is stopped by Eriksson. Rebound corralled by Amarillo. Serrato from the left point. Long toss is blocked out in front. So there's some traffic in front of the Colorado goal. And the Grit get the clear as Serrato will reclaim it back in his own end. McGuire with it on the left wing. Over center red, gets caught up by Helgeson. Jacobson in the middle of it, goes down, and with 1:07 left in the second and 1:23 remaining on the power play, it's like they blow that play offside. Wranglers get a personnel change. day with Gerhard, Phillips, Lalancette, and Sinclair. Will be the next unit as Phillips wins the neutral zone faceoff. Lalancette from the red line fires it in. Around it goes to the left side as we're into the final minute of the second period. Day, point to point for Lalancette. Right circle, will backpedal. Up to the line for Sinclair. Return to Lalancette. Long shot. Stopped by Erickson. Deflection out in front. But the Colorado netminder keeps it out. As lurking in the area was Morley Phillips in search of his first goal of the season with 45 seconds left in the second period. So if the Wranglers don't score on this power play chance here in the second period, they'll have about 17 seconds of power play time to work with at the opening stages of the third period. As Lalancette from below the right circle plays it up top for Sinclair. On the left side, Gerhard meanders his way down low, returns it to Sinclair. Right side, Lalancette can't hold it, and Colorado steps in front and gets a clear. Sinclair with speed, showing some urgency, goes right down the middle, juggles a bouncing puck, exchanges with Phillips, rebound to Gerhard, and a shot is blocked. Phillips on the rebound, goes behind the net. 10 seconds to go. Sinclair from the right point, directs it to the wall for Lalancette. Behind the net it goes to Phillips. Wranglers trying to center the puck, but Colorado stands firm. Puck is held in by Sinclair, time running out. Gerhard to Day, but time is over on the second period. The Wranglers will have 16 seconds of power play time to work with at the top of the third period. No goals in the second period, but a lot to talk about. And we will do just that on the second intermission report, coming up in a few minutes on the Wranglers Hockey Network. Brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. Wranglers lead it 1-0 after 2 in Greeley. I'll be back in just a few moments on the Wranglers Hockey Network, presented by Smoke Wagon Beard Balm.
25 seconds on the clock. The instruction.
You know, John Denver wasn't kidding when he talked up the mountains here in Colorado. What a beautiful sight here, Greeley, Colorado, in the plains of Colorado, just in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. You can still see the Front Range from where we're at. And from where I am at, I can see on the scoreboard a 1-0 Wranglers lead after 2 periods of play. Tied affair heading into the 3rd period, just like we saw yesterday. So the question remains is, can the Wranglers pull another rabbit out of their hat and do what they did yesterday and break free in the 3rd period for a big win in Greeley to secure the sweep and stay perfect on the season? We're about to find out as 3rd period action here coming up in a few moments from Greeley. But first, let's recap all the action so far here tonight. As opening the scoring, and with the only goal so far, is Aiden Drez with 3:30 left in the 1st period, cashing in on his 2nd goal of for the Wranglers this season. Assist going to Sal Serrato and Morley Phillips. It's a play that really started from the stick of Sal Serrato. This is a guy that's got a ton of speed, really just makes his name heard and makes a statement on every shift, every time he steps foot on the ice. I always seem to be saying his name. He always seems to be doing something. And on that play, that something was charging through the neutral zone, gliding down the right wing, going beneath the goal line, looking for a centering pass, looking for a trailer. I think the initial receiver was supposed to be Morley Phillips. He does get an assist on the play. It goes off his stick to Drez waiting back door, and he hammers it home for the score. And I think that Aiden Drez is going to be one of those players for the Wranglers where he just scores those really gritty kind of goals where he's just in the right place at the right time. Very physical presence that can go to those dirty areas and win those puck battles on loose pucks and slam them home. That's what we saw in Oklahoma last weekend when he scored his 1st goal with the Wranglers. It was a bouncing puck between the circles. He was there and he just turns and whacks the puck into the back of the net. And it seems like that's really his forte, as Drez had a very solid showing in the CCHO with the Rockland Nationals, scoring 24 points in 22 games with them last year. So this is a guy that I think as time goes on and he gets more comfortable and accustomed to playing South Division hockey, he can be a very valuable asset for the Wranglers, as he gets the only goal of the game so far. And, you know, Drez kind of reminds me of Luke Morris from last year. Kind of got a similar play style where, you know, you need a gritty goal, you need a good two-way center. That's Aiden Drez. And so watch for him to get better as the season goes on. And I've really seen him progress in a short amount of time, just 4 games here so far into this season. And he's really looked like a solid player for Amarillo, getting better from night to night. I'm excited to see what his final stat line for the season could be, as it seems like he just gets better from game to game. And you can say that about a lot of these guys in the lineup for the Wranglers. Corson McGuire, Carl Jacobson, just a few. And, you know, McGuire and Jacobson putting together multi-point games last night. As Wranglers with a 1-goal lead right now. I mean, yeah, you got the lead, but you're not necessarily comfortable with it. Colorado out shooting Amarillo 21-18 at this moment. And for the Wranglers, if the game ended right now, yes, you would win, but you got to think that there's going to be a big pushback from Colorado in the 2nd period. And you also have to think that you'd like to get some insurance there. You know, a little insurance wouldn't hurt. So the Wranglers, they'll be just as much in search of the next goal in this game as Colorado is. And Colorado had a prime opportunity to get that next goal. They had a 5-minute power play opportunity with 7 minutes left in the 2nd period, and the Wranglers' penalty kill was fantastic, completely neutralizing Colorado, shutting them down. The Grit did get some shots on that man advantage, but a lot of them were from the perimeter, and Charlie Zolan able to add a few incredible stops in there as well to keep Colorado off the board. But I was largely impressed with what the Wranglers were able to do on that penalty kill, because a lot of that time was spent outside of the Wranglers zone. And think, as a penalty killer, that's exactly in the situation you want to be. Is you want to be outside of your own zone, making Colorado or your opponent force them into making some ill-advised errors, some forced errors there outside of the zone, and just shave some time off without actually having any pressure in your own end. And that's what the Wranglers did for about first minute or so of that Colorado power play, they just shut them down at their own blue line and kind of kept play into the Colorado end, being very aggressive at that blue line to keep the grip in their own end and shave some time off. So that was a big sequence in this game. That was a big play in this game, as the Wranglers' penalty kill stays perfect on the weekend. Now the question is for Amarillo is, can you get the power play rolling? This is something that the Wranglers got a power play goal in Oklahoma. The first goal of the season was a power play goal, and then ever since then, the power play really hasn't gotten a whole lot going. There's been some good puck movement. There's been some good things happening, but it just isn't all clicking right now, and that's to be expected this early on in the season. I don't think there's any reason to panic there, but in a game like this where the Wranglers are going to have about 16 seconds of power play time to open the period, that might be their only chance for the remainder of the game on the power play. We haven't seen very many penalties called in this game, and looks like now it's 2 on either side, although one of the ones against the Wranglers was the 5-minute major against Apollon. Doesn't look like there's been any opportunities here tonight, and so it could come down to, if you get a power play opportunity, can you capitalize on it? So Wranglers not a lot of time to work with here on that man advantage to start the third period, but if they are able to get another opportunity, that could be a make or break thing for the Wranglers in terms of getting an extra insurance goal, or if it does come down to it, if the game is tied at that point, can the Wranglers use their power play to vault back ahead and take the lead? It's just one of those things where it's so situational, you just don't know, but I think it could be a big thing for the Wranglers to get that power play firing on all cylinders here in a critical game where the score is very tight. Now, the other thing you got to think about is in yesterday's game, it was a 1-goal affair as well. The score was 2-1. The final score yesterday ended up being 5-2. So, for whatever reason, yesterday in the third period, the Wranglers were able to crack the case and kind of blow the game off its hinges in the third period and explode for 3 goals and end up winning by 3. Are we going to see something similar here tonight? I would bet against it. I would say no, and the reason I say that is because it's the second game of a 2-game set. These coaching staffs have been in a chess match all game and really all weekend. Talking with Brandon Richardson the other day and Connor White, and really the Wranglers' whole coaching staff, it's all about creating mismatches. What they've been doing all game long is they've been trying to get a personnel mismatch where, say they want to get their first line against Colorado's fourth line, they want to create a mismatch with speed and create chances there. Well, Steve Haddon's doing the same thing, and he's trying to combat that on the Colorado sides of things. So in these games, you look at the players a lot, but you also got to think about it in the mind of a coach. The Wranglers and Colorado's coaching staffs are in a chess match right now. In a game like this, where it's very, very tight, could be one of those little things where you get that mismatch. You get the line you want out there against a line that Colorado doesn't want out there. You create that mismatch, and you get a chance the other way. You get a chance off of that. So watch for that to maybe be the case here in the third period. I think that was something that we saw in the third yesterday, where the Wranglers were able to get those mismatches and kind of blow the game open because they were getting prime scoring chances off of those opportunities. That could be the case here in the third period, but I would say that this game's probably going to end up being lower scoring just because you've got 2 really good goaltenders going up against each other right now in Zolan and Eriksson. And it's the second game of a 2-game set. These coaches are now familiar with what each other is going to throw at each other. And so because of that, I think that it's going to come right down to the wire. And the Wranglers in those situations have proven that they can come out on top. We saw it in Oklahoma last weekend. We saw them get the edge in the third period yesterday. And all of last season, that seemed like it was the story. The Wranglers finding a way to win in close games. Now, new coaching staff, almost an entirely new roster. Doesn't really hold a lot of weight, but last season, the Wranglers in 1 or 2 goal games, 22-8-5-2, So it's in their DNA. It's in the Wrangler way to just find a way to win these nail-biters. And so we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just see what time has in store for the Wranglers, but something tells me it's going to be a gutsy finish. It's going to come right down to the end. And for us as the audience, we just get to sit back and watch and enjoy the show. But for Amarillo, they will look to pick up win number 4 on the season and stay undefeated as they head towards the North American Hockey League Showcase next weekend in Blaine, Minnesota. Speaking of Blaine, Minnesota, we'll check in on the Wranglers' opponents in next week's contests. If you look at our out-of-town scoreboard when we return on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. This is the second intermission report brought to you by Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few. Wranglers Hockey is brought to you by West Texas Sports Grill. Go check it out in Canyon, and I believe they're opening a new location soon. They're one of the best in the business. It's a great place to be. Go check out West Texas Sports Grill. So we'll bring it back to Greeley Ice Haus, where we check out our out-of-town scoreboard. Tight game here where the Wranglers lead 1-0. Something tells me we're in for a couple of those at the showcase next weekend, as the Wranglers will open it against the Maryland Black Bears on Thursday, September the 26th at 5:45 p.m. Central Time. We'll have it for you on NATV and YouTube, as the Wranglers will open the showcase against the runners-up in the Robertson Cup final. Maryland fell to Lone Star in the championship game. Check out our out-of-town scoreboard and see what's going on around the North American Hockey League. New Hampshire loses 5-1 to Rochester. We'll see the Mountain Kings at the showcase next weekend. Only Mountain King goal coming from Ollie Genest. We'll see New Hampshire at the showcase. Over at Piney Orchard, the Maryland Black Bears, we'll see on Thursday, have a 2-0 lead over the Danbury Hat Tricks, with 2 goals on the evening so far. One coming from Harrison Smith, the other from Kareem El Bashir. In South Division news, Odessa and Oklahoma set to get underway in just a couple of minutes. And looks like they're just about to drop the puck over at the pond in Shreveport, where the Mudbugs are hosting the Rhinos. And they'll do the same shortly afterwards in New Mexico, as the Ice Wolves are hosting the Ice Rays. Corpus Christi off to a hot start, 2-0. They'll look to stay perfect against New Mexico, who the Wranglers saw last season in the Robertson Cup play-in. And then the final team that the Wranglers will see at the showcase, the Fairbanks Ice Dogs. They are in Wisconsin right now, taking on the 3-0 Wendigo. That game is still in warm-ups. You can catch that on NATV. If you've got NATV, you can watch any of these games and do a little bit of pre-scouting on the Wranglers' opponents at the showcase. Wranglers will play 3 games in 3 days against 3 opponents that normally they would never see. Should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'll have that for you next weekend, starting on Thursday against Maryland at 5:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. But before we can get to that, let's bring you back to Greeley. All right, so we're in a tight one. Who's going to claim it? 20 minutes to figure it out, and maybe a little bit more if Colorado's able to get a goal on the board. But for the Wranglers, what's important right now The defense has held firm. The penalty kill looks fantastic. And Charlie Zolan has been something else. He's some kind of animal between the pipes for the Wranglers. I don't know how he does it, but he has been phenomenal. The reigning South Division first star of the week. Might have another in his back pocket if he's able to come away with the victory here tonight in Greeley. So the Wranglers will skate from right to left wearing their blue jerseys. Colorado wearing their white jerseys from left to right as you see it on NATV. We'll have it for you here for third period action. As Colorado looking to tie and salvage the weekend. Amarillo looking to spoil the show and get the sweep before heading to the showcase. "16 seconds of power play time to work with for Amarillo, and then out of the box will come Owens, who's already standing up. He's eager to get out of there. Looks like the intermission time wasn't enough for him to settle down. He's chomping at the bit to get out of the box. But before all that, Andrew Morton will take the draw against Landon West to start third period action. Off the draw, Helgeson rumbles into the attacking zone. On the right wing, was behind the net, centers it off the back of the cage. West is there. His shot goes screeching wide. Helgeson picks it up on the left side. Shot is blocked by Breyer. Loose puck goes to West from the left circle. Wants to fire it towards the goal. Wranglers again get a body in the way and jolt the puck back out to center. We're back to even strength as Davis enters on the right wing. Wranglers are offside. 31 seconds into the third. Draw will be in front of the grit bench. Drez, the only goal scorer, take it against Graves. Colorado the victor. Smutney up ahead to Ori. Puck goes by him, and getting it there first is piping in behind his own cage. He'll dart it to Phillips, who springs Drez into motion. Toss to Day, goes off his stick. He'll catch up to it. And Colorado will get a piece of it and move in transition. He's on the left side. Rakowski moves in and shoots, and a save is made by the shoulder of Zolan. And the Wranglers take flight in transition the other way. Pass across is intercepted by Smutney, intended for Day. Colorado working it in deep. Below the goal line is Rakowski. He gets bodied away by Lelinset, and the Wranglers jolt the puck back out to the red line. Rakowski feeds Johnson. Puck gets caught up in his skates. Wranglers trying to pick it away, but there is Peters to rip it in. It goes off the backside of the net dangerously. Wranglers have possession now as Lelinset goes long, looking for Gerhard. Glances off his stick and in deep where Jacobson will win the battle to the puck. Good play there from the Swedish forward. Gets it to Skeltons. Now up top for Lelinset. A long drive is deflected wide and into the far corner. Back up to the line. Skelton's a bomb, and that one is gobbled up by Erickson, and he'll cover and hold with 18:09 left in the third. Wranglers getting a line change. Emil Skelton still looking for his first goal as a Wrangler. Good opportunity to do it there. More of a defensive defenseman, but looks like he's got a cannon of a shot there. Hopefully we see more of that this season. He's drawn the far circle. Goldberg to take it against Johnson. Creeping in was Elaslav. And Goldberg forced to retreat in favor of Ben Cameron. The puck goes in below the goal line. Goldberg with it now at the half wall. On the far side, gets pinched against the boards. Wranglers trying to weasel the puck away. Cluster and a pile up over there. Many ways to describe it, but Amarillo shakes it free. At the right point, Serrato a drive, and it's snapped with the glove of Erickson for the stop. And so far early on in the third period, we're seeing a lot of shots from the D-men of the Wranglers. First Skeltons, then Serrato. Serrato electing for more of a wrist shot style of a shot Say that 5 times fast. Wrist shot style of shot, as opposed to Shelton's slap shot. Colorado able to muscle it to the neutral zone. Davis returns the favor by sliding it down low to Erickson. Kozak feeling the pressure from Rasega. It's directed into the far corner. Carter there to help out. As in the neutral zone, it's Breyer. Diagonally across towards the far corner. Morton catches up to the puck. Backhands it to Rasega. On the right side, Morton with it. Takes a shot. And Erickson is able to get the stop. Quick reflexes there. Makes the glove save. That shot from Morton had a lot of heat on it. For a second there, I wasn't sure if it went out of play or if Erickson was able to grab it with his glove, but he did grab it. Good save there for number 1 in white. Colorado wins a defensive zone draw. They'll hoist it out to the neutral zone where it's gloved down by Sinclair. With possession. Exit their own end as West turns it over, pass to no one. Aiden Drez looks to get to work. Wranglers have iced the puck here with 16:49 left in the third period, where they lead by the slimmest of margins, 1-0. Charlie Zolan has been great, working on something special here. We don't want to jinx him, but we'll just leave it at he's been very solid. And with as great as Connor McDonough was last year, we only saw one of those one time last season, so it would be a welcome sight to see, but we still got a long way to go before we can confirm that. I know there's a lot of you out there that believe in the announcer's jinx, so I won't do it. I won't give you that material. As the draw in the Wranglers zone is won by Amarillo. At the line, keeping it in was Junker. Zolan takes a hack at it and plays it towards the far corner where Pipinen steps in. Puck squeaks free to Helgeson at the right point. Will exchange with West at the top of the right circle, who turns it over to Phillips. Quick pass, and it's back onto the stick of West. On the left side, a shot there from Owens. Goes in and out of the slot. Drez dangerously out in front. Gives Owens a chance to shoot, and he rips it wide. Colorado on the attack here, as players get tangled up in the near corner. Day comes free with it, slides it over to Phillips. He rumbles to the neutral zone, plays it to Day, but the Wranglers are offside. It's a good-looking play developing there between Phillips and Day. They were on the right page, but just a step ahead. Orly Phillips has terrorized the Colorado Grit in his career. All 5 of his goals last season came against Colorado. They're very familiar with number 11. As I'm sure some Colorado fans, maybe players, have seen Morley in their nightmares over the last year or so. Bouncing puck between the circles. Gerhard can't rip a shot off as he hits the deck after the play is over. As the puck goes tumbling back into the Wranglers zone. Gerhard back up to his feet. Receive a pass in the neutral zone. Tries to knock it forward from McGuire, but great step in front of it, and Gerhard will try again. He'll slide it to the right wing from McGuire. They'll go across for Jacobson, and the puck just leapt over his stick, and he gets tangled up with Graves, who hauls him down as Colorado moves in transition. Ori gets stood up at the blue line, forces an ill-advised pass where Colorado turns it over. The Wranglers just bump the puck down and get a partial change. Well, they won't be able to as they vice the puck. So they'll have to stay out there with 15-12 left in the third period. Looks like the Wranglers wanted to try and get that change, but they cannot do so as they've iced the puck. Draw to the right of Zolan incoming, and you see on NATV 3 Wranglers crowding the slot here, trying to anticipate what may happen off of this draw. As McGuire sees the puck go the other way, and fumbling it at the blue line was Kozak, but he keeps it in. Long shot stopped by Zolan. And the Wranglers get it up to the line, and Kozak, nice effort, but can't keep it in. Cameron from the neutral zone, winds it down to Erickson. In hot pursuit, Cameron hard on the forecheck. Battling against two grip players there, almost gets it away, but Colorado keeps it. They'll bank it off the far wall and out to the neutral zone where Serrato will spin it forward for Elaslav. And now Colorado will possess. Serrato with it. Tries to dance around Noble. They collide from the neutral zone. The Grit will elect to just catapult it in and go off for a change. Serrato will station behind Zolan. Get a lay of the land and see what unfolds out in front of him. 14-17 left in the third period, where the Wranglers lead 1-0. In the neutral zone, Bowden stashes it below the goal line. Serrato there once more. He'll quickly swing out to the right wing, get some help from Davis. Will play it to the red line. Serrato being an active force trying to disrupt Colorado's plans, but the Grit will move down the left wing and turn the puck over. Wranglers with the steal on the right side. Morton to the middle looking to feed Resega in the slot. The pass just couldn't connect. Good defensive play by Colorado. As the Grit, another turnover in the high slot. Resega to the slot, and again the Wranglers can't get a handle on it as there's a stick in the way. Christian Carter down the left wing looking for the tying goal. Fires a shot on net, and Charlie Zolan gobbles it up with the glove, and we get a stoppage. And now afterwards, Davis sparring there with, I believe that's Shaw. And it is. He went down. Looks like both are going to sit as Davis headed to the box, as is Nolan Shaw. With 13:27 left in the third. So, question is will we go 4-on-4, or will these offset? And we'll keep playing 5-on-5. We'll await the call. And now looks like Shaw is on his way to the locker room, as is Davis. Wranglers have 5 skaters out on the ice right now still, so it looks like we're going to go 5-on-5 here. And they're trying to figure out where the draw is going to be. It'll be in front of the Wranglers bench. Shaw 5 for fighting. Same to Davis. And so, their nights are over. And stay 5-on-5 is in deep. Wranglers going to work. Day from the near side wall. Shot is blocked. Sinclair a bomb off the rebound. It goes towards the crease. Erickson is down, and the Wranglers can't cash in. And down off that play is Morley Phillips, who is in the blue paint. Puck was jumping up into the air, and Wranglers were trying to bat it into the back of the net. Erickson somehow able to sprawl out and make that stop. And so, Gerhard with Jacobson and McGuire will take the next draw. Let's go Grit chant happening here in Greeley as they try and get the fans back into the game. With 12:59 left to play in the third. Sheldon Rue will take it against Gerhard on the near circle. Rue wins it, gets it to Helgeson, who subsequently turns it over to Gerhard. McGuire behind the net. Tries to center. Grit get possession at the right point. A blast by Skeltons goes off a stick and out of play. And so we'll get another face-off coming here. So what a couple days it's been for Nolan Davis. 5 for fighting today. A goal yesterday. Showing what he's got in his first series as a Wrangler. The Georgia native making quite the statement. Draw on the far circle. McGuire to take it against Graves. And McGuire spent first part of the season with the Wranglers as he wins the draw there. Then went to the Ogden Mustangs of the NCDC. The puck splits the D and comes back to Zolan. Wranglers will have to start this next sequence from their own end as Skeltons, drops it back to Lelancet. Played up ahead off the stick of Gerhard. And below the goal line, McGuire giving chase. It's beaten out to the puck by Graves, and out at center. Wranglers will try and flag the puck down. Gerhard is there. Graves loses his helmet. He has to go to the bench. Wranglers seeing an opportunity here, move in transition as Gerhard enters on the left side. Gerhard with a shot. Low drive is gobbled up by Erickson and frozen with 12:06 left in the third. The Wranglers get a line change. Goldberg, Elaslav, and Cameron come back out. Breyer and Serrato, the two D-men. Luke Goldberg, the Illinois native. We'll push it towards the corner where Colorado will partially send the puck on its way to the far side wall and now move it D to D to give themselves some open space. Cernahouse, the former Ice Wolf, will play it up to Noble. Centering feed off the stick of Johnson. Held in at the line by Cernahouse. And this shot goes high and wide. Poirier from the Wrangler blue line, gloves it down. Breyer with the puck. Long feed to Elaslav. Goes down for an icing. Looks like Elaslav didn't touch it. And so, face-off moves to the Wranglers zone with 11:33 left in the third. A lot of ones, a lot of threes. Draw on the far circle. Goldberg in that line forced to stay out there on the icing, so he'll take it against Carter. Grit victorious with the puck, applying some pressure was Cameron. He's done a good job of doing that tonight. As from the near corner, Carter turns and shoots, and a glove save is made by Zolan. And now, because they can, the Wranglers will get a line change. Goldberg and company head to the bench. Zolan sporting a nice custom mask there. Oh man, that looks sweet. Hand the puck back off to the linesman. Get another face-off here as Morton's line steps onto the ice. Morton to take the draw. Morton, native of Ontario. A very good stint with the Renfrew Wolves of the CCHL. 65 points in 51 games. How about that? He'll claim the puck off the face-off. Stretch pass. Looking for Phillips. Boomerangs back to Morton at the red line. Chops it to Phillips. They'll exchange, and his pocket's picked by Sheldon Rue. In transition, Rue darts towards the middle, and it's broken up nicely by Heikki Paipinen. On the right wing, Phillips again loses it, this time to Carter. Wranglers quickly get it back as Resega makes a steal. From the line, Paipinen has his shot blocked by Phillips. Wranglers trying to keep the puck in and hem the Grit in their own zone, but Bowden will thwart those plans as Colorado chucks it on goal in the middle of a line change. 10:33 left in the third period. Wranglers lead by 1. It's a 1-0 game from Greeley Ice Haus. McGuire streaking down the left wing, has it poked away. Paipinen jockeying against Ori. They tango in the near corner. Wranglers send some reinforcements. Puck squeaks free to the opposite side where Lellenset get it to the line but not out. Behind the cage is Ori lurking in the vicinity. And now Graves will reverse to the opposite side. Spins back a few times behind the net. Exchanges with Rakowski. The piping him back in position. Makes the steal, and the Wranglers will lob it back to the neutral zone. Kozak glides down the right wing. Feels some pressure in the corner. Lellenset still out there. Kozak centering feed. Goes in and out of the slot. McGuire has it. Plays it to Day on the right wing, and he'll pass it into the near corner for Drez. They'll win that battle. 2 Grit players are there. Puck squeaks into the middle between the circles, but no Wrangler was home. Rakowski on the right side. Fires a shot. It's blocked by Breyer. Rebound goes into the far corner. Ori is there. Grit. Try and move it from low to high, but nice active stick by McGuire to steal the puck away. McGuire flutters the puck into the near corner where Smutney will hold. McGuire heading to the bench. As on comes Cameron. And that line of Cameron, Jacobson, and Gerhard. It's that combination out there right now. We'll try and defend this next Colorado attack, and they will. Cameron over the red line. Now Colorado blue fires it off the end wall. Now on the near side, West is there. They'll turn the puck over in the neutral zone on an errant pass. Gurman off the glass to the blue line. Batting it down is Cameron to keep the puck in the zone. Gurman, long pass on the money for Owens. Right side, he'll shoot, and Zolan makes the stop. Great positioning there from Charlie Zolan. Hit him right in the crest. That Wranglers logo on his jersey for a big save to keep it a 1-0 game. 8:20 left in the third period. We'll step aside on the Wranglers Hockey Network, brought to you by Bubba's 33.
Folks, this is our last home game in September. We're back October 4th and 5th here at the Ice Haus. Folks, our ice crews there at Greeley Ice. I've got my main man Tristan here to help me launch some wristbands. Let's go, folks, on your feet. Make some noise if you want some free swag. My first job when I was like 8 years old was a newspaper boy, so I fire these rubber bands. I'm just trying to hit people at this point. Unsuspecting. Oh, that was weak.
5 out of the 12 meetings between these two teams last season were decided by 1 goal. Tonight could have a similar story. 8:20 left in the third period. Wranglers trying to hang on for their 4th win of the season. They lead 1-0 in enemy territory. Now Chiarenza from Greeley Ice Haus, and what has been a fun one that looks to go right down to the wire. Fans getting into the game and chanting "Let's go Grit" as the Wranglers look to add to their lead. They'll have to wait a moment as they're offside on the zone entry with 8:06 left in the third. And wow, it's crazy how much one icing call can deflate the crowd. They were going, "Let's go Grit, let's go Grit," and then the icing blew, or excuse me, the offside blew, and it was just like, yeah, okay. Now they eagerly wait on and see if their team can tie it up. Wranglers trying to fend off Colorado, who's in search of their 2nd win of the year. Aleslav powering towards the net, gets shut down by Helgeson. Maybe a little hold there too. No call is made in the neutral zone now. Helgeson with it. Over the center ice logo and into Wrangler territory. He'll pop it towards the near corner to himself. Beating out Lellenset. Centering feed goes off a stick and up top to Ori. He'll backhand it to the far corner for Rakowski, who helps it on its way to the near side. Graves to the line for Cernahouse. Looking for a deflection out in front. Does not connect. Shot goes wide. Wranglers pump it out to the blue line for Phillips. will level it out to the neutral zone and a little bit more. No icing. Wranglers are able to get a change. Cernahouse directing traffic behind the net. McGuire, the forechecker, as Landon West has it on the right wing. Motors his way into the attacking zone. Wranglers pick it away. Daniel Ortega with speed on the left wing. Delays for a moment on his forehand. Centers. McGuire is there. Wranglers chopping at it, but they can't get the shot off. And West will escape cleanly. On the left side, he enters to the middle for Carter. And his shot goes out of play. And meanwhile, West was the recipient of a huge hit there on the far side boards. I believe that was Sal Serrato who delivered that check as the puck went into the netting with 6:40 left in the third. Ooh, you got a nail-biter in Greeley. Hang on to your hats. We're in for a wild ride. Draw to the right of Zolan. Morton to take the draw. Puck is dropped. Goes off the outside wall very harshly. He's now spinning at the half wall as Gurman working against Serrato. Two Grit, two Wranglers are there. Colorado behind the net now as Carter tries to muscle away, but Ashton Breyer makes the play, gets it to the line where Smutny kicks it across the blue, and now the Wranglers slip the puck out to the neutral zone. Colorado delivers it back in. Zolan slows it down. From behind the cage, it's Serrato. Nicely evades the pressure and backhands the puck to Breyer. He'll float it up ahead for McGuire. As a check was thrown to Ortega in the neutral zone, Ori gets it, toe drag, rolls off his stick. Wranglers see the puck stay in their zone as Ori spins in the near corner. Up top, Smutny holds to the left side. Shot by Noble, goes out of play off a stop by Zolan. 5:50 left in the third. So you're starting to see some desperation from Colorado here. That's trying to throw everything they can at Charlie Zolan. Keep an eye on Jack Erickson to see if nothing changes here in terms of the score when Steve Haddon will look to pull his netminder for the extra attacker. Not quite there yet. Most coaches will go around the 3-minute mark or under to do such a thing in a one-score game. Wranglers get a clear off a face-off win in the neutral zone. Kozak from center red will dump it down. Sinclair with it. He'll roll out to the outside. Puck goes out of play as he wanted to try and get that puck out of the zone with 5:36 left in the third. And so we'll see a face-off on the far circle of the Wranglers zone. Wranglers out there right now. You got Ben Cameron, who looks to take this draw with Pipinen, Drez, Sinclair, and Day. Colorado with the puck. Kozak at the line, feeling some heat from Day, moves it from high to low. Wranglers get it back. The blue line, Kozak keeps it in. Centering feed in the slot is broken up by Pipinen. Back to Kozak, shot towards the goal. Zolan sees it cleanly, makes the stop, but the puck is loose. And now Zolan able to get a paw on it and freeze with 5:18 left in the third. Afterwards, we got Ori flopping around like a fish on the ground. He gets back up. Maybe trying to draw a penalty there, giving his team a little bit of a boost late in the third, but oh, maybe he did get that penalty. Sinclair going to the box, and the Grit are going to the power play. So Will Sinclair breaks a hockey rule. The first penalty of the third period goes against the Wranglers and gives the Grit a chance. A little over 5 minutes remaining in the third to tie the game on the man advantage. Talked about how special teams aren't being a make or break deal here in this game. Well, we're seeing it right now. Wranglers penalty kill looking to stay perfect on the evening. Day gets the clear. Smutny from his own ends. To get things started as Sinclair is in the box, 2 minutes for roughing. Smutny enters the Wranglers zone. Gets directed towards the wall on the left side. Tries to power his way towards the middle. Puck is there. Diving is low and set. Poirier with it from the right circle, and a save is made by Zolan. And he is able to corral the rebound with 4:48 left in the third. 30 seconds have been shaved off. The penalty to Sinclair. Crowd's in it. Let's go Grit chant happening once again. Wranglers out there right now. Goldberg, Breyer, Rasega, and Skeltons. That's the quartet on the penalty kill. Rasega off the draw. Has it caught up in his skates. Just to pick it from Graves, who goes beneath the circle and move into open space in the corner. At the line, Gurman back to Graves on the right side. Graves up top to Gurman. He'll waltz his way to the left point and fling it back across to Smutny. His shot goes towards the goal. Blocker stopped by Zolan. Hanging on to it is Gurman. Spinning down low. Get it back up high. Markowski back to Gurman. Around they go towards the near wall for Graves. Sega on the attack, trying to get the puck out. Colorado hanging on to the puck. Down low, Poirier to the left circle for a drive. That goes off the end wall. Gurman was the shot taker, and it was off its mark. Puck stays in the zone as Smutny goes D to D for Gurman. The top of the left circle, plays it to the line for Smutny. Now Graves with the try that's blocked. Rebound for a shot, and it gets deflected and out of play. Wranglers defense gets back into position to deflect a shot by Gurman out of play. 3:49 left in the third, 32 seconds remaining on the penalty to Sinclair. The Wranglers get a wholesale change, as do the Grit. Gerhard out there with Serrato, Lelincet, and Day for this next sequence on the penalty kill. Shot count is 29-21 in favor of Colorado, but where it matters most, the Wranglers have the lead, 1-0. Gerhard, the face-off taker, against Nick Noble on the far side. Noble gets it up to the point for Kozak. Shot is blocked. Wranglers force it to the blue line, but Kozak keeps it in. They'll drop it down below the goal line for Johnson. He'll exchange with Noble and back up to Kozak again. Helgeson behind the back pass to Ori. His shot stopped by Zolan. The rebound is there, and they score. It's a power play goal for Colorado, and we're tied at 1. Nick Noble, his third goal of the weekend, had 2 yesterday, 1 today, and it's a big one. Now it's us deadlocked at 1 apiece with 3:29 left in the third. It's a brand new game now, late in the third period. Colorado with the momentum. Most recent goal scored by Nick Noble to tie the game at 1. On the power play. To make it a 1-1 game. Colorado looking for more. Left side pass to the middle off a stick intended for Poirier. Rakowski centering feed. Boomerangs back to him on the near side. Smutny, drive from the line, stopped by Zolan with 2:59 left in the third. Draw will be on the near circle. Jacobson will take it for Amarillo. Colorado wins the draw from the line. Gurman flings it towards the goal. It's snatched by Zolan for a glove stop with 2:55 left on the clock in what is now a 1-1 game. Jacobson to take it again. They're going to toss him. Now Gerhard will take the draw. 3 Wranglers in the slot. Now they're going to boot Gerhard. McGuire now, third man up. He'll take it against Johnson and win it to the near corner for Serrato. Now Breyer there to help out. Puck squeaks its way towards Zolan, and the Wranglers will just level it to the blue line. Colorado keeping it in. Breyer shakes away some pressure. Throws it to the neutral zone for McGuire. Now Gerhard with it. On the left wing. Takes a check. Wranglers keep the puck behind the net. McGuire. Puck settles down. They'll poke it up to the right point for Serrato. Backhand pass to Breyer. His shot goes off a stick and into the near corner. Breyer gets it back at the points. Now below the circle for Gerhard. He snaps a shot. That is stopped by Erickson. He didn't have it, but they blew the whistle. Referee says, my bad. Lost sight of it, so he blew the whistle with 2:14 left in the third. Personnel change here for the Wranglers. Karen out there with Day, Drez, Lelensett, and Sinclair. Drez to take the face-off. He's got the Wranglers' goal this evening. His opponent is Graves. Colorado center wins it. And now Rakowski finds Graves in the neutral zone with speed. He'll snap a shot high and wide. Momentum carries the puck onto the stick of Ben Cameron. And move it cross ice for Day on the left wing. Wranglers enter the attacking zone. Day backhands it down low. Now behind the net. Cameron to the near side. Sinclair with it at the right half wall. Stashes it behind the cage where Helgeson is waiting. 1:40 left in regulation. Owen set at the left point to the half wall for Drez. They'll drop the puck down to the corner. The Wranglers are waiting. Colorado able to pull the puck away and get it out to center. Drez shut down on the re-entry. 2-on-2 developing as Rakowski on the left wing wants to go around Skelton's. Centering feed goes through the slot. And on the near wing, Poirier from the neutral zone will whirl it back down to Zolan. Skelton's to Phillips. Up ahead now is Goldberg. Tries to spring Phillips into motion, but Colorado with the puck. We're under a minute to go in the third. 1-1 game in Greeley. Wranglers ice the puck with 46 seconds left in regulation. Last time the Wranglers played an overtime game was on opening night against Oklahoma, where that game went to a shootout. Last time these two teams played an overtime game against each other was on the season finale last year, where Topi Puikinen got the game winner for Amarillo. Of course, he is no longer here, as he has aged out. Wishing all the best to Topi. This looks like a timeout is called here with 46 seconds left. It's Taylor Harnett that has called the timeout to give his guys a little bit of rest, as seems like both teams might be content to try and play this thing out and get to overtime. But this draw here is going to be huge, and I have to imagine it's Luke Goldberg that's going to be taking it. If Colorado gets possession, they can set up shop and try and go to work for the game-winning goal. If Amarillo gets possession, then they will look to exit their own zone and maybe get one last push to get that game-winning tally before regulation expires. One thing's for certain, it's going to be a wild finish to regulation. Fans on their feet. Draw will be to the right of Zolan on the far circle. Pipinen with Morton, Goldberg, Skeltons, and Gerhard are the five skaters for the Wranglers. Morton tasked at the face-off circle, sees the puck go Colorado's way. Smutny in the high slot, drifts towards his right. Evan Smutny towards the goal, and it caught a stick but stays into the zone. Now a shot from Junker, stopped by Zolan, rebound goes to Noble. And gets it to the line for Smutny. On the right point, flips it towards the middle. Nobody was there. Wranglers try and get it out, but the pocket is picked by Ori. In the middle is Noble, tries to go across, and a nice stick by Pipinen denies that chance. Under 20 seconds to go. Ori on the left side. Tries to flip it towards the middle for Johnson. Wranglers get in front. Gerhard off the wall to the line. Stays in by the glove of Junker, but Wranglers possess with 5 seconds to go, and we're headed overtime as Pipinen will wait this out. Colorado rallies late to tie the game. They pick up the extra point. They now have 4 on the year. Amarillo picks up point number 7 on the campaign.
Folks, we have a tie game at the end of 3, meaning we go 3-on-3 overtime.
3-on-3 overtime here in Greeley, Colorado. Again, the last time the Wranglers played an overtime game, the season opener, where nobody scored in overtime against Oklahoma, and that game went to a shootout where the Wranglers won in 4 rounds. Last time that these two teams played an overtime game against each other, final day of the regular season at the Budweiser bullpen, where Topi Puikinen scored the game winner in a 3-2 Wrangler overtime victory. Of course, a lot has changed since then. Fans have been treated to a fun game. Wranglers trying to stay perfect heading into the showcase in Blaine next weekend. Both teams content to pick up the point, but hungry to get the extra one. Chris Graves and Evan Smutney out there on the ice for Colorado, as is George Poirier. So you have to think that that might be the starting 3 for Colorado. For the Wranglers, Serrato, Day, and Gerhard are the trio. It looks like that they are going to start overtime for the Wranglers. So the opening faceoff is going to be very critical here. Of course, whoever wins that faceoff and gets possession will get the first crack at it in overtime. And there's been a lot of times where we see teams win that opening draw, take the puck, go right down and score. The other team doesn't even get a chance. So big draw incoming. Jack Erickson gets some fist bumps from his guys for the job he's done so far. Wranglers do the same for Charlie Zolan. But the job is not finished. 5 minutes on the clock, 3-on-3 overtime in Greeley, Colorado, and a second game of a 2-game set. Wranglers won 5-2 yesterday. Today it's going to be a little bit closer, as this one needs extra time. Gerhard against Graves on the face-off. And Colorado gets possession to start overtime. Smutney behind the goal. Looks ahead to see what unfolds out in front of him. He'll roll out to his left. Distribute to the right side for Graves. Goes off his stick and in deep. He'll go behind Zolan. Poke it towards the far wall for Poirier. Poirier spinning in the corner. Exchanges with Graves. Wranglers get the steal. Here comes Gerhard. Potential 2-on-1. Day moving in stride. Gerhard right side to the middle looking for Day. And the puck just leaped over his stick. Gerhard backhands it back out into his own zone. The Wranglers keep possession. Long pass from Zolan to Gerhard. Drops it off for Serrato. Colorado with it now as Gurman steals it away. He'll bank it off the wall to Ori. He's in close quarters with Zolan. Ori couldn't get the shot off as Zolan took away the angle. Now in the neutral zone, it's Gurman. On the right side, in open space, Gurman, a shot, kick, saved by Zolan. And the Wranglers will possess. 3:45 left in overtime. Morton through the neutral zone as Day goes off. On comes McGuire. Morton, the left point, delays from McGuire. He'll shoot, and it's blocked. Now Colorado will get a chance. Already directing traffic as his team gets a partial change. Ori through the neutral zone, fakes out Morton, here he goes, 2-on-1. Ori left side, shot, Zolan the save. And He'll hang on with 3:06 left in overtime. Good action on both ends of the ice. A couple big saves from Charlie Zolan in the last couple of shifts. Now it's Goldberg with Sinclair and Rasega up against Rakowski, Helgeson, and Smutny. Draw on the far circle of the Wranglers zone. Puck is dropped. In the skates it goes. Now up to the left point for Smutny. On the right side it's Helgeson. 2D1 forward for Colorado. It's Helgeson to the right side for Rakowski, whose shot goes off of Sinclair into the netting. Goldberg wins the draw, ping-pongs onto the stick of Rasega from the near corner, feeds Sinclair, and now he'll spring Goldberg into motion. Goldberg drops it off for Rasega, stealing away is Helgeson, and he's got a breakaway. Luke Helgeson with room to roam, up against Zolan, stopped by Charlie. I don't know if he got a piece of it, but he definitely took away the angle. Might have been a poke check there. Didn't look like Helgeson could get the shot off. Now here's Rasega on the left wing with Drez to the middle, and Drez can't get a shot off. Bouncing puck leaped over his stick. Colorado has it in their own end. 2:15 left in overtime. What a treat this has been. Wranglers trying to cap it off with a victory. Graves meandering his way through the neutral zone. Enters on the right side, cuts towards the middle, drops it off for Poirier. He'll shoot, and it goes wide. Fans ooh and ah as the Grit take some chances here, although they'll reset as they backpedal it all the way down to Erickson. Drez with Phillips and Serrato of the trio for the Wranglers as Colorado starts their next breakout. It's Gurman behind the cage, swings out left, feeds Ori up ahead. Drez on the forecheck, forces him to rethink. Ori to Gurman, back to Ori, high slot, diving is Phillips. Ori steps away, and his shot goes up into the rafters, stays in play, and goes behind the net. Ori gets dumped down by Drez. Wranglers move ahead, 3-on-2 developing. Drez to Phillips, now Serrato. He'll step in, down low, Drez with a shot, and it's poked away by Erickson. Now the Grit move up ahead. It's Noble on the right side up against Serrato. Noble to the goal, and Serrato makes a great defensive play to take away the shot attempt from Nick Noble. Under a minute to go in overtime. 47 seconds left in the extra frame. Serrato to Gerhard. Fresh off the bench is Day in the neutral zone. Long pass connects. Day on the right side delays. He'll take his time, try and swing it over to Lalenset, and the Grit get a piece of it, and they move in transition. Smutny down the middle. He'll shoot. Zolan makes the stop and covers up the rebound with 22.6 left on the clock. Morton with Lalenset and McGuire. The three out there for this next sequence. And it looks like Colorado has taken a timeout. They'll talk things over with 22 seconds left in overtime. Both teams with some really good opportunities on both ends, but it's been a goaltending duel tonight between Charlie Zolan and Jack Erickson. Zolan stopping 34 of 35. Erickson 22 of 23, and we're not done yet. If neither team scores in the final 22 seconds, we'll head to shootout. Colorado lost their season opener in the shootout to El Paso. Wranglers won their season opener in the shootout in Oklahoma. Fans on their feet. Late stages of overtime. Draw will be on the near circle of the Wranglers zone. Morton with McGuire and Lalancette will take the draw against Poirier. He was flanked by Smutney and Graves. Colorado wins it. Smutney at the line. Holds. Feeds Graves. They'll trade places. Walking the line is Graves. On the left side, he cuts towards the goal. Graves on the backhand is denied by Zolan with 10.5 seconds left in overtime. Face off on the far circle this time. Serrato comes on. McGuire and Morton stay. McGuire to take the face off. Colorado trying to muscle towards the net, and it's knocked away. In the neutral zone, it's a foot race. Morton, can he catch up? No. And time. And now Serrato towards the goal and a score! Sal Serrato off the steal, and the Wranglers win it in overtime. It's a buzzer beater in overtime, and the Wranglers win it in an instant thriller. What a play. It looked like the time was going to run out in overtime. Did they beat the buzzer? I believe they did. Unbelievable. It looked like Colorado was going to try and drain the clock, and then right there was Sal Serrato to get the steal. And he scored, but the question is how much time was left on the clock? And that's what they're trying to figure out right now. Colorado is not leaving their bench. Wranglers already celebrating. They're headed down the tunnel. And Steve Haddon back to the bench. I believe Serrato got the steal with about 3 seconds to go. And it looks like it's going to count. So Sal Serrato, with just maybe 1/10 of a second to spare, wins it for the Wranglers in overtime. Unreal.
Folks, thank you so much for joining us this weekend against the Amarillo. What a close game we
Well, we got a lot to talk about on the Wranglers postgame show. Coming up in just a few moments, Wranglers win it 2-1 in Greeley in overtime. Break out the victory cigars, smoke them if you got them. I'm stunned. I'll get some time to recoup. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Wranglers Hockey Network.
exiting the Greeley Ice Haus. We ask all fans in attendance to please exercise patience by taking your time.
Chaotic ending here in Greeley, Colorado. With just some time to spare, Sal Serrato gets the overtime winner as he forces a steal late in overtime, drives towards the net and beats Erickson for the game-winning score with probably less than a second on the clock, but here's how we got there. Aiden Drez opens the scoring for the Wranglers with 3:30 left in the first period. Was waiting backdoor on a pass from Serrato. You cash in for Amarillo's first goal. No scoring in the second period, although the penalty kill came up huge there. On a 5-minute major, they stood tall, kept Colorado off the board, and then late in the third period, Colorado gets a power play chance. Nick Noble scores with 3:29 left in regulation to tie us up at 1. We went to overtime, and both teams traded chances. Back and forth we went. And Colorado had the puck deep in their own end. Looked like they were going to try and wait things out. Looked like we were headed to a shootout. And then Sal Serrato pulls a rabbit out of his hat, magnet on his stick, gets the puck, and he cuts towards the net and scores with probably less than a second left in overtime, and that's your game winner. Well, this Wranglers team has shown us time and time again that you just can't count them out. And they did that here tonight. Looked like it was going to be a low-scoring affair from the get-go. That was the case. Wranglers had the first goal. Colorado tied it up late, and the Grit had all the momentum heading into overtime after that goal from Noble. And then in overtime, both teams traded chances. Wranglers were able to suck the crowd out of it a little bit, but wow. What a play from Sal Serrato. It's his first goal in North American Hockey League, so congratulations to Sal. What an amazing play there. Never quitting. They say, you know, you don't quit until a fat lady sings. Well, she didn't, and they mean that by the clock. The buzzer had not sounded. Serrato, with just a little bit of time to spare, is the hero in overtime. So, the Wranglers stay undefeated. They're improved to 4-0 on the season, and they'll head into the North American Hockey League Showcase next week with a perfect record. Up next, the Maryland Black Bears on Thursday, the September the 26th, 5:45 p.m. Central Time is the start. We'll have it for you on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. As the Wranglers take on the runner-up in the Robertson Cup Final from a season ago on the opening game of the showcase. 3 games in 3 days. We'll have it all for you here on the Wranglers Hockey Network. Make sure you follow us on our social media channels as well. We're on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, and YouTube. Stay up to date with the Wranglers all season long. What a gutsy win from the Amarillo Wranglers. I mean, that is just... I think we've said it a lot over the last year or so that this is a Wranglers team that never says die. And you look at the turnover from year to year, even the coaching staff. New coaching squad, almost an entirely new team, and yet the story remains the same. The DNA of the team remains the same. You just can't count them out. Close games, they got it. It's just in their blood. It's in their DNA. They just find ways to win. And we saw that here tonight. Wranglers find a way to win a close game and a thriller in Greeley, Colorado. I think that Sal Serrato goal took the world by surprise. I know it took me by surprise, as I was just expecting for the clock to drain out. Colorado had possession in their own end. They had it. They could have just waited the timeout, and Serrato gets the steal and does it all on his own for the game-winning goal late in overtime. He's the hero here in OT, and the Wranglers stay perfect on the young season as they complete the weekend sweep of the Colorado Grits. Well, I think that'll do it for us here in Greeley. Wranglers win a thriller 2-1 in overtime. Sal Serrato is the hero. We'll see you next week on Thursday the 26th as the Wranglers take on the Maryland Black Bears from the Super Rink in Blaine, Minnesota for the first of 3 games at the North American Hockey League Showcase. I'm Guy Chiarenza saying good night and so long from Greeley, Colorado.